after we'd give her a bath, she would still stink.
Very stinky, both bad breath and bad gas.
I asked the vet, and he said some dogs are just stinky.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
The digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
The ingredients convinced me that it was definitely worth trying. After about a week, he started smelling normal. My husband and I were really kind of astonished.
Dinovite is nutrition.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
In 1517, Martin Luther kicked off the Protestant Reformation. Now, 500 years later, an author of Jewish descent, Dr. Daniel Lang, boldly attempts to sit in the seat of past reformers. A new book entitled Reviving the Reformation, a Jewish believer peers backward to move biblical truth forward, uncovers the biblical first-century messianic faith lost to the modern world. This investigation travels backward to recover the beliefs and practices of the very first Jewish believers in Jerusalem. Though written from a conservative point of view, this book does not often follow the traditional Christian or Jewish party lines. Reviving the Reformation explores questions and offers some powerful answers that some dare not even ask. With biblical faith fading fast in Western culture, now is the time to restore the truth by reviving the Reformation. For information about this important new book, Reviving the Reformation, go to revivingthereformation.com. That's revivingthereformation.com. Use promo code RADIO for a deep discount. Famous conservative quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
Our third president, Thomas Jefferson, stated, "All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent." What a great reminder to all.
I know you support companies that share your conservative values. For FDA-regulated staffing needs, Automated Systems provides top talent, from experienced quality control and quality assurance engineers to top validation and compliance experts. Depend on Automated Systems. Hiring the best is critical to success. ASI Resources are all degreed professionals with decades of experience in manufacturing, automation, and FDA compliance. That's why ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life science companies to successful startups. For a staffing evaluation, call Laz at Automated Systems, toll-free 844-HIRE-ASI, or visit AutomatedSYS.com.
5:11 and a check of the roads. So we do that in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center and get the latest with Jim Talamonte. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. Mike, South Side. More police activity at the 1500 block of West Garfield. There's been a shooting. Police are busy in that area. Northwest side, there's a report of a gas leak in a nursing home. It's in the 5000 block in North Pulaski, not far from Foster. Smell of gas reported. There's a crash on the northwest side. That's far northwest. Diversity at Central Park Avenue. Eisenhower inbound. The exit to the outbound Kennedy has reopened, had been closed for overnight work. Inbound Ryan, heavy 18th into the Burns Circle. There's some work in the two left lanes that should be wrapping up. Outbound, the entrance from 87th is closed till 6 this morning. Traffic, service of Geico Chicago. In Chicago, Geico now has even more ways to save you money. Local Geico agent is ready to deliver the personal service you need, the savings you love. 773-582-8888. 773-582-8888. Your local Geico agent. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, areas of freezing fog for the morning, then intervals of clouds and sun throughout the day, high 37. Mainly cloudy tonight with spotty drizzle. Late at night, low 33. Low clouds and fog, breezy and damp tomorrow, high 46. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
29 at O'Hare, 30 along the lakefront, 28 at Midway this morning. Your next news update is at 5:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by The Lou Bridges Show, a show about the truth of the foreclosure crisis. Saturday mornings at 8 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Oh, Nelly, that was some college football championship game. Did you stay up for?
I did.
That was awesome.
I
was
took a little nap.
unbelievable.
Georgia was winning 20-7, and I went to take a little nappy nap and woke up. I'm like, what is going on? And who is that on the field? Now, since I am a professional name assassinator,
Yes.
I wanted to try the 19-year-old freshman from Alabama who came in to win the game. He's a big man on campus this morning, and his name is Tua Tagovailoa.
Let's just stick with Tua. Stick with Tua. Nick Saban just says Tua. It's okay for you just to say Tua.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Hawaii.
Honestly.
Hawaii. No, he's in Hawaii. But he was really, I mean,
Now
you
you're
talk
assassinating
about
states' names.
You're talking about a true. I mean, that guy is inspirational, fearless. I was so proud of him. I was, and then
Oh, yeah.
after
Were
the
you
game,
proud of him when he, on first down and overtime, when he
When
didn't
he-
get rid of the ball and he got sacked for a 15-yard loss and it looked like all hope was lost?
Just a novice, just little beginners, little jitters going on there.
You want to assassinate the Greek kicker's name on Alabama after he snap hooked the winning field goal at the end of regulation?
What's his name?
No, I want to hear you say it.
Slapalopoulos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there it is. There
But
it is.
Tua was really happy. He was on the field after the game talking to the reporters, and then another player, what's his name?
boy.
Bradley Bozeman, he proposed to his girlfriend. Oh, it's so cute.
I told my family we did it. I told my family I love them. That's the only people I wanted to see after the game. But all glory goes to God. I just told him, man, play your game. Do your thing. He looked me in the eyes and he knew that it was all genuine. You know, all that. It's all together.
It's unbelievable, honestly. I can't even describe it. But to go out like this, do my fifth year and go out like this, it's surreal. It really is.
And then after that, Bradley dropped to his knee and proposed to his girlfriend. He said, if I get a ring, you should get a ring, too.
See the
that?
symmetry. It almost made me forget A.J. McCarron's girlfriend, who Brent Musburger was in the stands looking for during the game, by the way. That was something out of Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, it was a Hollywood script.
Incredible. That was a ton of fun. And credit to Georgia too. How about the kid with the Kurt Rambis glasses, their kicker, who drains a 51-yard field goal after they stumble in their first possession overtime to keep them in it.
Do you know who his coach is? Kevin Butler. He helps them out. He's a Georgia Bulldog.
Oh,
he actually,
Butthead.
Yeah, and he's been working with that kid to help him. And I don't know if it went so well, but yeah, he went.
Well,
he did great.
51-yard field goal under pressure.
That was good.
That was
Kurt Rambis glasses.
That was a ton of fun. And President Trump was in attendance. When he walked onto the field with a military escort, I was trying to hear through the TV if there were more cheers than boos. I think
no, there were more cheers.
I think there were more cheers than boos in the Atlanta Dome there.
He got
Georgia
booed
Dome, whatever
outside
they
the
call it.
stadium though when his motorcade pulled up because they shut down a gate for 45 minutes, not letting people in for a security measure so that he can get in, and people went crazy and booed.
Yeah,
but they only booed because they wanted to get into the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be upset too if I got there early and I had to wait. They couldn't leave. They couldn't go to other gates. They had to remain in place.
The interesting thing too, Clay Travis tweeted this out that Trump declined the ESPN interview in exchange for doing a local Alabama media interview at the end of the first quarter.
I think that's cute.
I think it's great.
I love it.
Tell ESPN to go pound sand, as leftist as that network is. I love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
He left at halftime.
He doesn't need another national TV interview. What the hell with ESPN?
Right, exactly.
That was great.
And then he sang the Star Spangled Banner. I don't know. He chose certain words, and then other ones he didn't.
No.
Was
you're confusing him with the Zach Brown Band.
Oh.
The Trump and the Zach Brown Band often get confused. It was the Zach Brown Band that sang the national
really?
anthem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But I'm
the
saying he
halftime
was-
show, also not Trump. That was Kendrick Lamar. Just to keep the scorecard straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a fun game. Did you win any money?
Well,
friendly bets. Friendly.
Much like Trump, I was directionally correct, but specifically wrong because Alabama won. But for those of you who like to partake in games of chance, and just with friends. As I said, you do a chore for me if you win, and I do a chore for you if I win. Those kind of friendly wagers, Alabama didn't cover.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And you said they had to score 30 points at least.
Well, I said Georgia had to score 30 to win. 30, so directionally correct, and yet, alas,
what was the
I'm
spread?
A poor man today. I understand from my friends who follow this.
Because you helped me with my gaming.
Yeah, it was anywhere between 4 and 4.5.
Okay.
Alabama was laying 4 to 4.5.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's all right. Guess I'm going to have to keep my day job.
What is that name, Mr. Cobb? Alabama, sir. And when we say, go Bama, roll Tide!
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, the whole world keeps talking about Oprah Winfrey's speech.
2020 ticket. Winfrey Saban or Saban Winfrey?
Oh, yeah. He did get some votes in the Alabama write-in election. And so did Jesus, and so did the cable guy.
Obama, Jesus, Obama. What should the ticket be?
Forecast for today, well, it's going to be mostly sunny, a few high clouds, and a high around 38 degrees. And by Thursday, folks, we're going to hit 50. Let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Dan. Got some issues in the city of Chicago. South Side shooting, 1500 block of West Garfield. It's in a parking lot. It's an active scene. A lot of police in the area. Northwest side, there's a crash. Diversity at Central Park Avenue. Vehicle into a light pole. And in the 5000 block of North Pulaski near Foster, there's a reported gas leaks. Crews are investigating there. Expressways and tollways are fairly quiet. Inbound Ryan, a little congestion coming into downtown. Overnight road work has cleared. The traffic's building now as we get into the morning rush anyway. So at the moment, no more than a brief tap of the brakes. Outbound, the on-ramp from 87th is closed. The other expressways and tollways for now look good, but may have some slick spots here and there. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements what we do on this show. Long-form interviews are Against the Current series this week featuring Zach Model, from a fourth-generation manufacturing family. Company in Lyons, Atlas Toolworks, has been in Chicago for 100 years, talking about manufacturing in Illinois and what we could do to enjoy the manufacturing renaissance that our Midwest neighbors are enjoying. Heart of the Matter, that's our series featuring professional women speaking collegially about the issues of the day and their impacts on families and family budgets. This week, new episode, talking about sexual harassment, the culture of sexual harassment in Springfield, as alleged by more than 300 women, and when the reckoning comes to Illinois state government. Podcast for Illinois Rising program covering state policy and politics, My 60 Seconds of Sanity, Pat Hughes' 2-minute warnings, and don't forget our sister site, defendhomeowners.com. Defendhomeowners.com. Join the Homeowners Defense Association. Get a free property tax report on your home to see what the highest property taxes in the nation are doing to your home value. And also you can download a petition to help us get the requisite number of signatures to put a question on the advisory question on the 2018 ballot to reduce property taxes to follow the Indiana model to give you your home equity back. All the property tax stuff, defendhomeowners.com. Everything else, upstream-ideas.com.
Get up and go. It's Apple Vacation's great winter event. Non-stop fun, adventure, sun-soaked beaches. Escape to your favorite tropical destination. It's all available now. Save hundreds. But hurry, the best hotels and prices won't last. 7 nights in Ixtapa at Crystal Ixtapa start from only $10.79. Or make it a full week in Huatulco at Park Royal Huatulco starting from just $11.49. Both escapes include round-trip nonstop air, resort transfers, all meals, drinks, and taxes. Call Carry Travel Express at 847-639-3300 or visit carrytravelexpress.com to book your trip today. Prices per person based on double occupancy for select exclusive vacation flights from O'Hare to Ixtapa on Valeris starting February 18th or to Huatulco on Valeris starting January 27th and include taxes and fees including September 11th security fee. Some flights are operated by other airlines. Baggage charges apply. See applevacations.com. Prices subject to availability and change. Restrictions apply.
Attention, the soda tax is dead. Hello, this is Cook County Commissioner Sean M. Morrison. Congratulations. Effective December 1st of 2017, the Cook County sweetened beverage tax is dead. Your stand against this bad tax won the day. I fought hard against President Preckwinkle's soda pop tax from the beginning, but sadly it passed. But I refuse to give in to the constant taxing from our working families' pockets only to feed big government. So I led the Can the Tax campaign, and I sponsored the repeal ordinance to vote out the soda tax. Desperate, President Preckwinkle brought in New York billionaire Michael Bloomberg, and he spent $13 million in vain trying to keep her pop tax alive. But Cook County residents said enough and demanded their commissioners support my soda tax repeal. As for me, well, both Michael Bloomberg and President Preckwinkle have vowed to knock me out of office. But that decision will be up to you and not them. Again, this is Sean M. Morrison, your Cook County Commissioner. Thank you for your support. And don't forget, ding dong, the tax is dead.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. Period.
No, Mr. Obama, we can't. That was the 2013 PolitiFact lie of the year. In 2017, Blue Cross canceled 97% of their policies. Because your 2017 Blue Cross policy was canceled, you're still eligible to purchase a new plan under special enrollment until March 1st, even though Obamacare open enrollment has ended. And depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. Better yet, the Obamacare mandate will be repealed thanks to President Trump, so you'll no longer be fined by the IRS for purchasing lower-priced, short-term plans. There's no one better to help you navigate the Obamacare maze than C. Stephen Tucker. He's a 20-year licensed broker who I know and trust, who's been educating listeners for more than 6 years. Steve, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
Thanks, Dan. They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551. That's 630-674-1551.
AM 560, The Answer.
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
This is a story that's been underreported. Golly, I wonder why. Last week, the judge in the federal prosecution of Cliven Bundy, his two sons and one other person, you remember that standoff with law enforcement over.
I remember it well.
Yeah.
Great, because he had his cattle grazing there on federal land for 20-plus years.
There was an issue of him owing grazing fees to the federal government. And so they took over this refuge, this wildlife refuge, and there was a standoff with law enforcement. Well, last week a mistrial was granted. This week, yesterday, U.S. District Court Judge Gloria Navarro dismissed the cases against Cliven Bundy and his associates with prejudice.
Yeah.
Meaning,
big black eye for prosecutors.
Meaning there will be no retrial over the same charges that federal prosecutors originally brought. She suggested, did Judge Navarro, that the federal government willfully withheld exculpatory evidence favorable to the four men on trial. The judge found that prosecutors had violated the defendant's civil rights, violated federal law by hiding evidence from the court.
Now, why aren't the prosecutors? They should face charges.
Well, at least potentially professional misconduct sanctions. Hey, here's the thing. You know, you want to give because this is the same conversation we're having at the national level with respect to Mueller, with respect to the FBI, with respect to DOJ. Who watches the watchmen? Who oversees the overseers? And who prosecutes the prosecutors? These are just human beings, and they have ambitions, and they have failings, and they make mistakes, and they have unbelievable power over the lives of others. So it should be taken, and obviously the overwhelming majority take their job seriously and work within the bounds of law, and all of that's so stipulated. But, I mean, this is another case of federal government overreach that, number one, results in a delegitimizing of the federal government, results in more suspicion about the federal government, and frankly, it kind of should be leveled up for national discussion because, you know, law enforcement, federal prosecutors, any government agent should remember to whom they're ultimately accountable, and some just don't.
Cliven Bundy, he spent 710 days in jail, and he can't get that time back, if you know what I mean.
And, you know, you can be acquitted or the case against you can be dismissed, and it doesn't mean you're necessarily totally innocent.
I believe he was a little bit of an agitator, but still.
I mean, you're talking about a standoff in which there was a shootout. An individual died. This is serious business, and for prosecutors to game the system to their advantage any more than it already is kind of set to their advantage these days. I mean, what are federal prosecutors' conviction rates? They're all 90% plus. This is a case that really should be part of a bigger discussion, particularly as we're having that big discussion about Trump and Russian collusion and Mueller and DOJ and FBI and the dossier and Hillary Clinton's emails and so on and so forth. Who's above the law and who isn't? Well, no one should be. And hat tip to District Court Judge Gloria Navarro for reminding some federal prosecutors that.
We did it. We met our Food for the Poor goal, and I wanted to take a minute to say thank you to each and every one of you who participated in our annual Food for the Poor campaign. Because of you, we were able to raise close to $200,000 to provide food for a year, clean water for life for 3,200 children and their families in countries throughout Latin America and the Caribbean. And we're especially grateful to our business benefactors. Now, when you hear their ads on the station, we'd ask that you support their business as a way of thanking them for their generosity. And just because the Christmas season is over does not mean that the need has gone away. You can still make a $50 donation to Food for the Poor. Just call 847-862-4673. And thanks again. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll talk to State Director for Oprah for President, Amy Jacobson, about her nascent candidacy at 538.
And one of Trump's inner circle responds and praises Oprah for her speech. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
27 degrees, cloudy skies. President Trump back at the White House after attending the first half of last night's college football national title game in Atlanta. The president expected to meet today with Republican and Democratic senators discussing the future of young illegal immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. The morning meeting at the White House aimed at helping pass a bill to protect some from deportation, those known as Dreamers. Mitt Romney successfully treated for prostate cancer this summer. Sources close to Romney confirming the former Massachusetts governor and 2012 Republican presidential nominee was treated for that disease at UC Irvine Hospital. The speculation continues to run rampant that he may run for Utah Senator Orrin Hatch's seat when Hatch retires next year. People in areas where Southern California's huge wildfires burned last month are now being deluged by heavy rain and mudslides. Residents are now being evacuated from areas in Santa Barbara, Ventura, and L.A. counties. North Korea is sending a high-level delegation to the upcoming Winter Olympics in South Korea. Security analyst and retired Navy Admiral James Stavridis expresses some cautious optimism surrounding the move.
We should lower our expectations. This is merely the tiniest sliver of an opening, but it is a real opening.
The two sides met for the first time since 2015 in the DMZ and agreed to allow the North to send the athletes and a cheering squad to the games. A new study this morning links ibuprofen, you know that, of course, is Advil and Motrin, to young men's testicle negativity. It's a serious study in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. It says ibuprofen impacts young men negatively and found when the drug taken in doses commonly used by athletes can cause the big problem. A small sample of young men developed a hormonal condition that usually starts in middle-aged men. No one hurt following a shooting on the Bishop Ford Freeway in Chicago. Shots fired last night between 115th and 130th. One boy is dead, another hurt following a crash on Chicago's south side after a Ford Expedition ran a red light, and Chicago police say it hit another SUV near 47th and Halstead. No one hurt following a massive fire battle at a mattress factory at 41st and Emerald on Chicago's south side. Police are trying to determine the identity of a body found in a pool in Waukegan. The remains were discovered early yesterday in a backyard pool in a home in the 1300 block of North Jackson. Family and friends say the body could belong to the family of 18-year-old Lucio Cambray. adds cyber stalking this week to the list of hate crimes in Illinois. 2 new laws took effect with the first of the year that upgrade cyber stalking charges. The changes cover not only online threats, but also intimidation, stalking, and protection from obscene messages. The Bears have tabbed Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as their new head coach. Chris Paul and Eric Gordon lead the way as they beat the Bulls at the United Center 116-107. Alabama a winner over Georgia in the college football national title game, and the Blackhawks hit the road tonight to take on the Senators. The news service of TrueCar. Are you looking to buy a car? Call a TrueCar because online shopping can be confusing. And with price from TrueCar, you can know the exact price you'll pay for the car you want and see what other people paid for it too. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. 5:34, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher wants to bring you a different kind of show.
There are plenty of hosts. There are plenty of writers. There are plenty of pundits. There are plenty of congressmen. There are plenty of people who criticize Donald Trump every minute of every hour of every day, and I don't do that on this show. I want you to come here and have a different experience.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
If you or a loved one suffers from long-term depression, disabling anxiety, or suicidal thoughts, a practical, cutting-edge, in-office therapy solution is available. Maybe it's the consequences of concussion, traumatic brain injury, PTSD, addictions, pain, effects of stroke, or a combination of these that's caused frustration with no hope of help. The Neuroscience Center specializes in these treatment-resistant conditions, often caused by coexisting disorders. For decades, TNC has successfully used a variety of proven methods to evaluate and subsequently treat the problems with novel and even patented procedures, like the concurrent administration of TMS with ketamine infusion, returning patients to a fulfilling life. Call the Neuroscience Center in Deerfield and learn more at 847-236-9310 or neurosciencecenter.com, 847-236-9310 or neurosciencecenter.com. The Neuroscience Center, practical approach, cutting-edge therapy.
5:36. Let's get an update on our morning ride to work in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Pingree Grove got a crash. Looks like a major one. 47 at Richard J. Brown. Extrication required there. Northwest side of Chicago, there's a reported gas leak near Foster and Pulaski. South side, active police activity. Police activity in the 1500 block of West Garfield after a reported shooting. On the inbound Ryan Expressway, traffic is slow from 83rd to 75th and 18th to the Burn Circle. 17 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, now a 2-minute delay. Cottage Grove to the merge. The inbound Stevenson a bit tight central to Kedzie. The other expressways and tollways for now are looking good. Traffic is a service of Match.com.
Dating can be fun, but when you're ready for a real relationship, you're ready for Match. Go to Match.com/love for 7 days free. This free offer is only at Match.com/love. Match.com/love.
Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Areas of freezing fog this morning. We'll have sun and clouds later in the day and a high of 38. Cloudy with spotty drizzle overnight, low 33. 29 at O'Hare, 30 along the lakefront. Next news at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Fox River Periodontics, Chicagoland specialist with dental implants. To get your smile back, visit implantsforme.com.
Oh, yeah. Put your hands together. It's the opening song for Oprah.
Oh.
When it was, remember this? You ever been on Oprah? Oprah. In the audience?
No. Yeah, I went to the audience to watch Oprah.
Mike Scott,
no.
have you? No?
No. What? Because
It's
No.
it was taped here, and you can go and watch Oprah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where the new McDonald's corporate behemoth is being built now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
you know what? It's a little treat. I'll bring in the 2 times I was on Oprah.
Oh,
Bring that
What,
in.
on VHS?
No, I dubbed it over to DVD.
Okay.
No, please. Let's go. You're 2 times on Oprah. What relationship problem did you have? What malady were you suffering from? What Toni Morrison novel did you read?
No, they were doing the first time. No, I've been on Oprah 3 times. The first time I was just in the audience. I don't remember the topic, but we went up and met her after the show, and my mom said, "Oh, she's about to become a reporter and going to Minnesota." And she said, "Hey, I want to talk to you." And she said, "Where's your goal?" And I said, "I want to end up back here in Chicago." She said, "Well, you got to work extra hard." And I said, "I know, I realize, and that's what I'm going to do." And I ended up back here in Chicago.
Are you sure that was Oprah, not Santa?
No,
Because it sounds like the advice Santa would give a kid.
You mean don't give up on your dreams?
You got to work
don't
hard.
Don't listen to the haters, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are going to rip on your appearance
Yeah,
and how
okay.
you talk. And she was exactly spot on. Second time.
Could there be any more pedestrian comment than that?
Second time.
It's ridiculous. Oprah said it. Oh my God.
Second time I was on the show, she was doing a story about bachelorette parties, and she had a crew follow my friend Kathy Muno, and I was one of the bridesmaids, but I was a reporter in Detroit at the time, so I told the photographer, I cannot be seen dancing on top of a bar in Chicago when I'm
Not
a
again.
reporter in Detroit. So then one of the shots, they mosaicked my face, so you could still see.
Wait, what? Were you doing the mashed potato? What were you just doing there?
I was dancing. What's
That-
the mashed potato?
is that what dancing looks like?
I don't know.
That's what they do in the mean streets of the Northwest
Yeah,
side.
Yeah.
right.
That
yeah.
No,
constitutes
okay.
dancing.
So this photographer
Pat may
followed
pass
us.
muster at Dirty Nelly's, but not in the city.
Yeah, and we did go. Well, we started out at Dirty Nelly's in
Yeah,
the suburbs, and
there
then
you
went
go.
downtown to the lodge, and
I
so
know
we were
my
on
people.
for that. And then the third time I was on was about hot weather, and she said, "Anybody out there works in the heat, you can come up on stage and tell
weather.
your story." And I
That's
was-
great. That is Oprah's intellectual.
it was-
That is her kind of perfect intellectual spot. A show about hot weather. Let me guess. Hydrate. Oh, 25
No,
minutes
no.
on hydrating.
They did have a doctor on with some advice.
Dr. Oz,
but
of
she
course.
wanted
Yeah, right.
No, it was before
Dr.
Dr.
Phil.
Oz. But
How
she
you mentally
wanted-
cope with hot weather.
She wanted people to come up on stage to talk about, if you work in the hot weather. And I was a lifeguard at the Gary Moravas Center in Prospect Heights.
Oh, my
so
goodness. People watch this show?
Oh,
it
they
was
did.
number one. It's 25 years she was in our living room.
You know, Oprah was so nice to people inside the studio, but to reporters, she was not very nice. When George Bush came to town to tape a piece for the Oprah show, very few reporters, if any, were even let inside the building. And if you were let inside the building, you were stuck into a hallway. So the rest of us were outside where we met the wonderful folks from Texas, Hispanics for Bush. And there were hundreds of them, and they all drove up from Texas to meet Oprah and to meet George W. Bush, neither of which they saw.
Oh, Oprah didn't have time for Hispanics for Bush. I mean,
Oh,
imagine that.
With the president there, I mean, she had to. Was he a candidate at the time or the president?
It was a candidate, so it was 2000,
Yeah, but I'm sure he
right?
still had
Yeah.
Secret Service protection.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. So Oprah couldn't meet regular people from Texas who drove up to see her.
You know, at one time, no, but I have had groups of people come in, and she's been nothing but nice to them. And even when her show got canceled, I had a group from San Francisco come. It was 7 ladies, and they were crying
Oh, my
because
gosh.
they decided they weren't going to tape the show that day. And they were in the hallway crying, and Oprah walked out and took them all to lunch.
She
Because-
took them on her wings.
Well, she felt bad because they had flown here from San Francisco.
I know,
to
and she
see the
gave each
show.
one of them a car.
No,
I got
she
it.
just took them to lunch. They all went to Tempo.
I don't think anyone's ever accused Oprah of not being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one time she
I think
called
that's,
me.
I think that's a truism we can say about
I
her.
have no idea. I've never met her. I'm sure she's nice,
Oh,
but
you would
she's
love her.
just a dope. And
No, she's not a dope. She's a real success story.
well,
Dan.
I know she's successful. There's a lot of people that are financially successful that are morons, by the way.
She started on a linoleum floor.
In 1964,
Oh no, it sounds like
I was
Orrin
a little
Hatch.
girl sitting on the linoleum floor of my mother's house in Milwaukee, watching Anne Bancroft present the Oscar for Best Actor at the 36th Academy Awards. She opened the envelope and said 5 words that literally made history. The winner is Sidney Poitier.
Yes.
It was the first time she had seen a black man celebrated. So that was important to her, and that was part of her speech on Sunday night.
Up to the stage came the most elegant man I had ever seen. I remember his tie was white, and of course his skin was black, and I'd never seen a black man being celebrated like that. And I have tried many, many, many times to explain what a moment like that means to a little girl, a kid watching from the cheap seats as my mom came through the door, bone-tired from cleaning other people's houses.
She's the American dream. I don't care what you say about her. To me, she is the epitome of it.
She's a success story.
Yeah.
No one disputes that.
A self-made billionaire.
That's not the issue.
The issue is, what are her policies? I don't know.
No.
Personally, I love her. I can't get enough of her, but
Well,
I don't know what her
obviously.
political stance is on certain issues.
Obviously you do, and so do millions and millions and millions of Americans. And why? Because she's an avatar for the time. Vacuous, sophisticated barbarian.
No, she knows that she's
Can I
privileged.
finish?
Okay.
A sentimentalist. That's what she is. She's a sentimentalist. Empty, identity-driven sentimentalist. And you hear it in the speech that she gave at the Golden Globes, and you hear it with her, you heard it on her show. I mean, that's where she's coming from. There's nothing interesting about her intellectually. She's just stock, off-the-shelf leftist. That's all. I mean, that's all
She
she is.
gives
Now,
people hope. She has for years. I mean, she's
she-
different than anybody else in this world.
She had, everybody's a snowflake, sister. I mean, she's packages it differently. She has different talents. She's good on TV. She's telegenic. She can string sentences together, sentimentalist sentences, of course, empty, misleading sentences. She presents a false good, which is the real danger, and she's very good at it, which is why she's extremely dangerous, very much like Barack Obama was.
She's a female version of Barack.
Say one thing, listen to me over here with the mellifluous rhetoric. Meanwhile, it's all big government socialism that tears at the fabric of a free society.
We don't know where she stands politically. She may be
We
moderate.
don't?
No, we don't.
Well, really?
I mean, I don't know how she feels on Planned Parenthood. I don't know how she feels on choice, but she did admit, backstage after that spectacular speech she gave Sunday, she, reminded people, yes, she is privileged. She knows that.
It not just be about the women of Hollywood, because we're already a privileged group, but to extend to the women of the world, because as I said tonight, there isn't a culture, a race, a religion, a politic, a workplace that hasn't been affected by it.
Yeah.
By sexual assault.
Using the word privileged is a tell.
Well, yeah, because she started out poor, now she's privileged.
No.
She's also a sexual assault victim.
No, using the word privileged is a tell. That is the lexicon of the left. Privileged. We're privileged, we're not successful. Yeah. What is the do you pay attention to this show? What is the catchword on every college campus just about in this country?
Oh, privileged.
White privilege. When she's talking about privilege, that's the rhetoric of class envy politics and racial identity politics and gender bending identity politics and so on and so forth. It is the language of the cultural Marxist. Come on.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. I think she's going to run.
I know you. Well, you're like William F. Buckley. You're only predicting the things you want to see happen. I get it. Verlin on the South Side.
Thank you for taking my call today, because I got so much to say. You know what I say? I say just bring it. Because you know what? I know her politics, Amy. Yeah, if you don't, I'm gonna tell you. She's a globalist. She doesn't believe that she's an American citizen. She thinks she's a citizen of the world. That's her politics. If she believed that America was exceptional, if she would have invested her money here instead of Africa, she would have built a school on the west side where it's burned to a crisp, where it's tore down, and did something for America. But what she did, she took her money to Africa and built a school there that's probably overrun with terrorists. Okay, now let me tell you something else. You think this woman could actually win? She's Obama in a dress. She's Obama to the 10th power, which it really doesn't matter in a liberal mind. A man is a woman and a woman is a man, so they're one and the same. She will not win. America will not fall for that. And I got a question for you, Dan. How did you feel with those women and that one pacifist of a man made all white men feel like the scum of the earth by telling you that you were the lowest common denominator? How did you feel about that, Dan?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't watch.
Thanks for the call, Verla. Right. Yeah, that's how I felt about it.
It was male bashing to the nth degree.
Yeah.
It was so uncomfortable that my boys I was watching, they, why are we enough already with the stupid jokes and making us feel bad because we're white males when really my kids are African. But still,
in this country, can Oprah win? Probably.
She's gonna win, guys. If she decides to run, she will win.
She probably could win. Here's the thing. It would actually kind of be interesting to see her run. Not that I think she's going to do it, because I don't. But, boy, some of the pictures that are circulating yesterday, her with Harvey Weinstein yucking it up, her with Brittany Murphy, almost seemingly, it's a sickening picture. It looks like she's almost handing Brittany Murphy, the now deceased actress, over to Harvey.
Committed suicide.
Over to Harvey Weinstein. So it'd be fun to plumb the depths of, hashtag they knew with Oprah. Also this yesterday. Did you see this? James Franco. You know, he won a Golden Globe?
Yeah. I saw his speech.
Hey, James Franco, nice hashtag Time's Up pin at the Golden Globes. Remember a few weeks ago when you told me the full nudity you had me do in 2 of your movies for $100 days wasn't exploitive because I signed a contract to do it? Time's up on that, exclamation point. Another woman tweeting at James Franco, cute Time's Up pin, James Franco. Remember the time you pushed my head down in a car towards your exposed penis, and that other time you told my friend to come to your hotel room when she was 17? After you already had been caught doing that to a different 17-year-old? Oh, time's up, James Franco. James Franco could be the next casualty. Wouldn't that be too bad? Donna on the south side.
Hi, I just want to say hi to Dan and Amy. Dan, thank you for everything that you just said about Oprah. I agree with it. Also, the gentleman that came on before, I agree with him. Kudos to him. Amy, I don't know what Kool-Aid you're drinking, but you're going to die soon. How is it that you believe Oprah will win? I guess she will, because as long as women like you vote for her and belong to the Church of Oprah, she will. I've lost complete and total respect for this woman. She is Obama in a dress. That gentleman was right. She's not one of us. And again, I've met her twice in person. I have to tell you, I was sorely disappointed. She is not the Oprah that you see on TV. As a matter of fact, she was quite dismissive toward the group of people. I wasn't flaunting over her. I was watching. I will say, though, her makeup is impeccable. Go, Dan. Try and see if you can educate Amy.
Well, I want to educate all of you. President Trump, remember, he praised Oprah several occasions. He even floated her as a possible vice presidential candidate. Do you guys remember that?
No, sure.
And Ivanka Trump is taking heat because yesterday she tweeted, just saw Oprah's empowering and inspiring speech at last night's Golden Globes. Let's all come together, women and men, and say hashtag time's up, exclamation point. Gotten a lot of heat Ivanka has.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Ivanka is a Westworld coming to life? Because I'm starting to think that she is AI.
If you're talking about it, Dan and Amy are talking about it. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
All right, I have to admit it was an eyesore, the chipping and paint peeling on our front and back porch. It looked awful, but thanks to CertaPro painters, the porch looks brand new. The painters who showed up were professional, respectful. They were done in just a few hours, and when they left, the house looked brand new. They really are the best in the business, and it's not too late to book your painting project. There are several spots open on CertaPro's schedule. Here's an idea. Let CertaPro painters transform your home while you're on vacation and return to a freshly painted house. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary this year, and so we invite you to experience the CertaPro difference. For a free estimate, call 1-800-GO-CERTA, CERTA, or visit CERTAPro.com. That's CERTA with the C. Get that painting project off your to-do list. Each CERTAPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Call 1-800-GO-CERTA, CERTA. CERTAPro Painters, we do painting. You do life.
If you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, your dental health. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. You hear a lot of people screaming at you about dental implants. Get it done in a day, or we can treat everybody, or hundreds of thousands of implants. Look, successful implants don't come from an implant factory. What you don't hear talked about is skill, treatment, and installation. These are what make for successful lifelong implants, and that's why you need to see Dr. Noruzzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Noruzzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants. You need the experience, skill, and honesty that 24 years of dental implants brings.
This is Dr. Noruzzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics, 630-232-7400, 630-232-7400, or just remember, implantsforme.com, implantsforme.com.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Email and the internet have done some wonderful things for business owners. There's more information at your fingertips, making decision-making a lot easier. The downside for some is the lost advice and interaction of working side by side with someone who can help. If you're looking for a business accountant that provides one-on-one service, call our newest business benefactor, James Cardelis of Archer Tax and Accounting. For example, at a recent visit to a small client, Archer Tax saved the family at least $60,000 through deferred capital gain taxes, probably forever. That does not happen with a monthly email of a data file. 2018 will be a crazy year for sole proprietors and small businesses with the new tax laws. If you want an idea of how your business will be affected and how to capitalize on the new rules, Archer Tax is offering a free consultation to discuss your needs one-on-one. Call 708-633-9854. Again, 708-633-9854, or visit archertax.biz today. The website again, archertax.biz.
Restaurants come and go. Very few last. When you find a restaurant that served margaritas, fun, and fantastic food for over 2 decades, you can bet it's great.
That's the one-of-a-kind landmark Cafe Salsa Mexican Grill and Tequila Bar in Countryside. Cafe Salsa offers daily lunch specials, happy hour in the bar, half-price house margaritas on Wednesdays, and on Monday and Tuesday, 2 for $22 dinner specials. Ready to eat? Try Mexican-inspired influences on traditional fare, like Cafe Salsa's margarita salmon, honey chipotle glazed pork chops, and amazing carne asada with mushroom salsa, plus fajitas, a fantastic selection of quesadillas, many flavorful steak and chicken dishes, and shrimp tacos, hot off the wood-fired grill. Cafe Salsa's dining room is perfect for birthdays and family get-togethers. Check out their complete menu at cafesalsa.com or call 708-352-5100.
Make your plans for lunch or dinner today at Cafe Salsa, 55th Street and LaGrange Road in Countryside, cafesalsa.com.
Mike Gallagher wants to bring you a different kind of show.
There are plenty of hosts. There are plenty of writers. There are plenty of pundits. There are plenty of congressmen. There are plenty of people who criticize Donald Trump every minute of every hour of every day, and I don't do that on this show. I want you to come here and have a different experience.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
5:57, a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Mount Kennedy, traffic's a little heavy out of the River Road toll. Otherwise, it's good. Unions is fine. On Eisenhower, got a 2 or 3 minute delay from 25th to Harlem. Outbound still good. Mount Stevenson, about a 3 minute delay central to Kedzie. Ryan, it's 19 minutes, 95th to downtown. Outbound 15, with roadwork wrapping up around 87. I-57, southbound heavy I-80 to 183rd. There's a crash in the right lane. Northbound's okay. Bishop Ford, 23 minutes, 80-94 to the merge. North on Tri-State Slope, from Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. In Pingree Grove, there's a crash, 47 at Richard J. Brown. Emergency crews are there. Traffic service of Indeed.com. Are you hiring? Join the over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com for hiring. You can post a job in minutes and manage your candidates from an easy-to-use dashboard. Post your next job on the world's #1 job site, Indeed.com. traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues after a full update from Fox News and your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Areas of fog and freezing fog for the morning. Intervals of clouds and sun throughout the day. Today with a high 37. For tonight, mainly cloudy, spotty drizzle late at night, and areas of fog developing after midnight, low 33. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 29 at O'Hare and 30 along the lakefront. The News is a service of TrueCar. Looking to buy a car? Online shopping can be confusing. Not anymore with True Price from TrueCar. Now you can know the exact price you'll pay for the car you want. See what others paid for it, too. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. 5:58. Here are the stories we're following on AM 560. The Answer. No one hurt. Following a shooting on the Bishop Ford, shots were fired last night between 115th and 130th. One boy is dead, another hurt following a crash on Chicago's south side. A Ford Expedition running a red light and slamming into another SUV yesterday near 47th and Halstead. No one hurt following a massive fire at a mattress factory on Chicago's south side. Police are trying to determine the identity of a body found in a pool in Waukegan. Family members say it could be 18-year-old Lucio Cambray, missing since Christmas. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says a man wanted for a fatal shooting last month at a Walmart parking lot in Waukegan is in custody in Southern California. The Bears tabbed Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as their new head coach. Rockets a 116-107 win over the Bulls at the United Center. More Dan and Amy after Fox. WIND Chicago News Time is 6 o'clock.
The tide rolls again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We're national champions! I was literally crying. This is my first time ever crying over a football game.
Alabama fans partying after an overtime thriller. Even Coach Nick Saban was overcome.
Was that a good game or what?
The Crimson Tide won the championship, beating Georgia 26-23 on a touchdown on the last play.
You know, right now, I'm just happy for all these folks here. I'm happy for all these folks. I'm happy for our players.
It's Alabama's 5th national title in 9 years. President Trump was at the game. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, hand over heart, President Trump smiled as he stood on the field for the national anthem. Earlier at the Farm Bureau convention in Tennessee, the president said there's plenty of space for people to protest, but added,
"We love our flag, we love our anthem, and we want to keep it that way."
The president, who left at halftime, has been critical of football players taking a knee in protest during the anthem. Back at the Farm Bureau in Nashville, he touted tax reform and rolling back certain regulations, saying he's ended the regulatory assault on farmers' way of life. Dave.
Rachel, North Korea will participate in the Winter Olympics next month in South Korea. The two countries holding face-to-face talks for the first time in 2 years.
We heard from the top North Korean official. He said this will go well. He talked about unfreezing relations, frozen between North and South. Both sides are talking about a New Year's gift for the Koreans out of these talks.
Fox's Greg Palcott in South Korea. North Korea also says it restored a military hotline with the South. Such communication had been cut off amid all the North's nuclear and missile tests, followed by U.S. and UN sanctions. We're getting this word out of the U.S. military. An Army soldier has died serving in the NATO force in Kosovo. No further details are coming other than it happened Saturday, and the death is under investigation. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
President Trump will deliver his first State of the Union address on Tuesday, January 30th. And to mark the occasion, AM 560 The Answer is throwing a party. It's a taste of freedom, a State of the Union viewing party presented by HealthInsuranceMentors.com at Avante Banquets in Fox River Grove. Enjoy a 3-course meal as you watch the speech with fellow AM 560 listeners. Tickets are on sale now for just $56 at 560theanswer.com/taste. Sponsored in part by StoreLock.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not,
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost, visit globalverificationnetwork.com or call 877-695-1179 or visit them online at globalverificationnetwork.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs powered by Tandem HR. Heard Sunday evenings at 6.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. We got to get to a little bit more Michael Wolff, since you can't swing a crazy cat without hitting Michael Wolff. Oh, is that
seriously too soon?
To Kit Kat, I'm sorry. Kit Kat.
Otherwise known as Herps. Yeah, Kit Kat's gone.
Yeah.
I almost had a panic attack last night because I thought, the magnitude of what I did sunk in, and what if she misses us because I miss her? I just feel sick. I had to put her down. She had bladder cancer and some skin issues, and she couldn't make it to the kitty litter. So.
Well, here's one thing we know.
What?
She's in a better place than Lakeview. So you could take solace in that.
Thank you.
All right, we got one. So, and all morning we're taking your calls on President-elect Oprah, who her vice presidential selection will be.
Ooh, I heard Michelle Obama.
Sure. Of course, a little Thelma and Louise ticket. Yeah, got it. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Perhaps Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah, Nick, because he's,
Matt Nagy is unavailable because he took the Bears coaching job.
Yeah, and they're going to announce him at 1 o'clock today at Hallis Hall.
Yeah.
Great arena quarterback.
He's going to do
504 yards.
He's going to do for Mitch Trubisky what he did for Alex Smith. What?
Well, him and Trubisky are friends apparently. So Trubisky was pushing for him to become the head coach.
A good enough reason to hire a head football coach.
Just pick this guy. I like him.
You want a quarterback whisperer, but you don't want to pay Josh McDaniels money. That's the Bears organization, so you get
what you pay for.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Oprah running mates suggestions. Take your calls and text 64636DA is the text line all morning.
And also, what should President Trump's nickname for Oprah be?
Oh, let's be careful
he has
there.
Sloppy Steve. He has Little Hands Rubio. He has Crazy Joe Scarborough. He's got
Lion
nicknames.
Ted and all
Lion
that.
Ted, yeah.
Right.
What would it be for Oprah?
The Duchess of Chafington. Oh no, that's Sean from Owen Park's name for Hillary. Corrupt Hillary, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's not alliterative, so gonna have to work on. Mike on Oprah. Mike, you're on the Oprah show. Mike, what's going on?
Morning, guys. I can't even see Oprah getting out of Democratic primary. I mean, what's she gonna run on? Aligning your chakras? Let's start asking her tough questions. She won't know what to respond to.
And how will that distinguish her from the rest of the Democrat field?
That's a good point, but she'll, the things she'll propose are same stuff she puts out on her show.
I mean, some people will buy it. I don't doubt that, but I don't know why she wants to. First of all, she's got such a comfy lifestyle. She's not used to that kind of punishing work that Trump did when he was in business.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Well, it's not the work. I think
she has a strong work ethic.
That's not the issue. But what she's not used to is taking heat.
Well,
what she's not used to is not being beloved. What she's not used to is being attacked and having, $1 billion spent defining you differently than you would like to be defined.
I think since she's been in the public eye, she's been ridiculed about her weight. She's fat. She's thin. Pick a weight and stick with it. People are
you
mean.
kidding me? That fueled her show. That was great for Oprah.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're in the public eye like that, of course she gets hate mail. Of course she's not loved by everybody.
No, I know, but give me a break. Being a popular daytime talk show host versus being a political candidate. Let me tell you, in case you haven't observed, the standards of scrutiny and what is done and said to derail you, I think they're a little different. I think no one was running an active national campaign to depose Oprah from her television show. But here's the thing about Oprah. I mean, just to reiterate, you don't think, and I'll take people's calls on this, you don't think she can win?
If she runs, she will win.
Yeah, I'm not so definitive on it, but she could win. Of course she could win.
You said Alabama was going to win yesterday. I'm telling you, Oprah is going to win.
Obama won. Trump won. Look, in our celebutante culture, a Kardashian could win the presidency.
Kanye West. I mean, he was thinking about running.
The issue is, so what that she could win? So what that she could win? The false good of sentimentality from the false gods of celebrity is nothing to celebrate, which is the point I've been trying to make on the airwaves through Obama, including Trump's candidacy, and with the prospect of Oprah or some other, relatively mopish celebrity running. Jim in Crest Hill, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning. I have the perfect running mate for Oprah, for Vice President Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, so thanks for the call, Jim. It's not bad. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it. Yeah.
Did you even watch her speech?
No, don't care. All right, so Michael Wolff.
Woo! You cannot turn on the TV and not see Michael Wolff.
It's
it's oversaturating the market right now.
Well, I know he's got to get books off the shelves while he's in focus here, the focus of national attention. The interesting thing is he's starting to wilt a little bit under scrutiny, and I noticed this in 2 interviews yesterday. A different tenor than the interviews he gave over the weekend. He was on both with Norah O'Donnell on CBS This Morning, and then later with Katie Tur on MSNBC. And with respect to Norah O'Donnell, why don't we start there? The question of how long did you talk to Trump? And these cabinet members that you cite as having certain opinions of Trump, low opinions of Trump, did you talk to any of them?
Did you speak with any members of the president's cabinet for this book?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
And did you speak with the vice president?
I did not.
When was the last time you spoke with the president for this book?
As I've said all along here, and the White House seems very focused on this, and I've spent about 3 hours talking to the president over the course of the campaign, the transition, and in the White House. But the important point I want to make is that this book is not about my impression of the president. I came into this with no agenda. I continue to have no political agenda.
Fair enough. But it reads like a running narrative. Like, as you say, you were a semi-permanent spot. You were a fly on the wall in the White House. But
Exactly.
It does also read like your main source is Steve Bannon. Would it be correct to sort of say that?
It would be not correct. He's a very large source here, but there are many, many, many.
You have written it's worse than you thought. It's worse than anybody thought, that he's mentally unstable, that he's an idiot.
Okay, I didn't say this isn't. I did not say he's mentally unstable. I would not be qualified to do this. I'd say I have merely described, and mostly not my impressions, the impressions of other people, of the people he deals with on a daily basis.
But the president denies he ever spoke with you for this book at all.
Well, I think he probably had no idea he was speaking to me for this book. When I would meet the president in the White House, we would chat as though we were friends.
The other thing is, and Norah O'Donnell pointed this out, the last recorded interaction between Wolf and Trump, according to the logs that are kept at the White House, February 7th. That's like less than 3 weeks from his taking the office. So, in terms of like the chaos of the administration in the early days and so on and so forth, you're 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
So, Michael Wolff was saying something very different a year ago. You remember we mentioned this in part because he pantsed Brian Stelter on CNN, and I so enjoyed that. That's why.
Do you want to relive that moment?
I really did appreciate what he had to say. He called Stelter on CNN, on his Stelter show, to his face. That he said he was quite a ridiculous figure, which is true. But Wolff also said of the media's hysteria against Trump, journalists, quote, go into a fit of apoplexy, and what we set up is, as we try to go after his credibility, our credibility becomes equally a problem. Well, that's right. That's true. But now it seems like Michael Wolff's credibility is a bit of a problem. I don't know if he's trying to do a make-good with his colleagues in the D.C. press corps or what. He also said a year ago, the Trump presidency is actually a great story, which is why I am, like all of us, spending every day on it. People are missing a very interesting distinction. We spend time on the story because it's so interesting. Everybody else, however, is saying we spend time on the story because it's so appalling. So where's the reality there? A year later, of course, he seems to be in the appalling camp, and it seems to be, I know he allegedly talked to a lot of people, but when he says Steve Bannon is a significant source, I think it turns out to be the main source, because he has more and more people coming out and saying how he characterized me is not accurate. Now, to be fair to Wolff, obviously members of the administration have an incentive to denounce characterizations attributed to them that are negative of the president. But Mick Mulvaney, budget director, he was Katie Tur put this to Wolff when he was on her program on MSNBC, what Mick Mulvaney had to say about Wolff's attributions to him in his book.
I talked to the guy for about half an hour. I remember talking to him in March. I think he put 2 sentences about me in the book, both of which were inaccurate.
Folks out there who are disputing what
I hadn't heard that before, and I just, want to say that's completely ridiculous.
Well, Tom Barrack is saying that he's misquoted. Katie Walsh is saying she's misquoted. Are they all lying?
They are all lying.
Michael Wolff, he's so shifty to me. And then he's given 3 different explanations of his alleged interview with President Trump. I do believe that they met, but never in the Oval Office. Then one time he said they met at the Trump Tower, and then he changed it to we were at the White House in the West Wing. So I just, he's a little squirrely.
Yeah, it's an important point, because when you say 3 hours with the president, that wasn't like one formal sitting.
No, it was
over time, like in bits and pieces. And you heard Wolff say to Norah O'Donnell on CBS this morning, that, so he probably sometimes didn't know he was being interviewed.
Right, well, that's creepy.
That's not a formal interview that a journalist would do. And this is the point that that Katie Tur raised with him as well. But just in terms of other people characterizing what is in the Wolff book, Nikki Haley on This Week with Clinton Foundation Donor Zero, here's her impressions of President Trump from her once-a-week visits to the White House.
When in your dealings with the president, he says that 100% of the people around the president are concerned about his fitness. Have you seen any behavior that concerns you?
The one thing about this book, having been a governor and now an ambassador, I am always amazed at the lengths people will go to lie for money and for power. It's really, this is like taking it to a whole new low. I will tell you, I have not read the book. I won't read it. But the excerpts that I've seen and the things that I've seen in the press, I know those people in the White House. I'm there once a week. These people love their country and respect our president. I've never seen or heard the type of toxic language that they're talking about. Now, I'm not there 7 days a week, but I'm there once a week, and I'm there for a day with White House meetings and everything. No one questions the stability of the president.
No one questions the stability of the president. So Michael Wolff says they're lying, and Mulvaney and Haley are basically saying he's lying.
Who do you believe?
I don't know. Maybe everybody's right to some extent. Now, Michael Wolff is changing his story, not just in terms of what you said, in terms of characterizing his interactions with the president, but also with respect to his book. On Sunday, in an interview with BBC4, he said this about the impact of his book.
I think one of the interesting effects of the book so far is a very clear emperor has no clothes effect. That the story that I've told seems to present this presidency in such a way that it says he can't do this job. The emperor has no clothes. And suddenly, everywhere, people are going, oh my God, it's true. He has no clothes. That's the background to the perception and the understanding that we'll finally end this, that we'll end this presidency.
So his book is going to end the Trump presidency, he says on Sunday. Yesterday with Katy Tur, he said this.
I mean, we're in a situation now where Donald Trump has come to think that this book is a mortal threat. I don't know if it is or it isn't.
Well, I mean, I thought it was going to take down the presidency 24 hours ago.
He was hoping that his book would lead to impeachment trial.
Well, but now
and then taking about but now he's changing
now he's
his
spinning. Tune. It's like, oh, I'm not, because he doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to be seen as having an agenda. He just wants to he's portraying himself as just an objective scrivener, getting the story and recounting people's impressions of Trump and ultimately, in part, his impression.
And he said he recorded some 200 interviews. Are we going to hear those recordings?
Oh, that's a good question. It's a question that Katy Tur put to him. Yeah, how about those tapes?
You have tapes. Are you going to release the tapes?
No, I'm going to do, I have what every journalist, I work like every journalist. I have tapes, I have notes.
But if people are questioning it, why not produce the evidence?
Because that's not I'm not in your business. My evidence is the book. Read the book. If it makes sense to you, if it strikes a chord, if it rings true, it is true.
Oh, so he's not going to release it. What is it? I'm not a journalist, but
I'm not a television journalist.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
do. I'm not a radio journalist.
Yeah,
I don't do audio and video tapes and snippets of interviews in those formats. He's an artist of a particular sort. How about this is the new standard, though. The D.C. press corps. He just repeated it. If it rings true, it is true. No. There are things that ring true that turn out not to be true. What we like, and what I used to think journalists like, is substantiation. This sounds plausible. Let me go check it out to see if I can verify that it is actual fact. Plausibility and fact are not synonyms. I mean, it's an incredible thing, but he's not the only one saying it. He's just repeating what, like, Maggie Haberman said at the New York Times. So where does the Hollywood Reporter begin and the New York Times end? I don't know. And then Wolff had this message.
Uh-oh, he's got a message, folks.
For President Trump, very Jesse Jackson Jr. of him.
I am up to a particular kind of scrutiny because I am threatening the President of the United States. Bring it on is what I say.
Well, it's getting brought. Bring it on. That's the famous phrase that put Jesse Jr. in jail. Remember that? Or ultimately did. Yeah. All right. It's getting brought in, Michael Wolff.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
today, areas of fog, mostly in northwest Indiana. Otherwise, once that burns off, we're going to have a blend of sun and clouds, a high of 38 degrees. Tomorrow, a high of 44. And on Thursday, get this, we could hit a high of 54 degrees. Good time to golf. Yeah, there is golf in your future. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. How's it on the roadways? Here's Jim Talamonte.
Icy in some places, Amy and Dan. We have a crash south of Chicago on I-57 at 183rd Street. Traffic stopped from I-80 to 183rd. Two left lanes are blocked. Northbound, there's a caper's delay. Balmer Road to 183rd. Eden's inbound, tight Cicero Road to Montrose. 20 minutes, Lake Cook to the junction. Outbound 19. Kennedy, 22 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 20. On Eisenhower, delays are from Manheim to Harlem. 44 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 30. Stevenson is 38 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 19 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 24 minutes, 8094 to the merge. We're told that crash on southbound I-57 at 183rd just cleared out of the way. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Hey, Butch, all I ever see you eat is raw meat, whiskey, and an occasional bowl of rusty nails. Now, I know you're tough, but with your diet, what's your secret to avoiding the flu?
Jim, this is between us. You hear?
Sure, Butch, you can trust me.
Well, I take Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. I take them on the go or under the table when no one's looking. It's the only way I'd ever get over 10 real servings of fruits and vegetables.
Is it like a vitamin or something?
No, it's food. They only use real whole ingredients. Not that isolated or synthetic crap you get with all the other guys. This is real stuff, Jim. Real stuff. They sell direct to consumers and ship right to your door, free of charge.
Well, Buckaroo, how do I get them?
Call them at 1-800-2468-751. Write it down, Jim, before someone sees me. It's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code WAGON for a special offer.
This is Michael David from Seattle. I'm 51 years old, and 6 months ago, I started taking Andro 400 to increase my testosterone. Since then, I've lost 35 pounds of fat, and my waist went from size 38 to size 32. I have more energy, and I look and feel 20 years younger. And now my wife tells me I have to take Andro 400.
Hi, this is Ron Johnson from Utah. After 10 weeks of taking Andro 400, I lost 13 pounds, and my waist went from 36 to 33. That was 8 years ago. I continue to take Andro 400, and I've maintained my weight at 172. Gained muscle and energy. I'm 63 now and feel better than I have in 30 years.
Andro 400, the natural way to increase testosterone, lose belly fat, gain energy, and feel great. Try Andro 400, the safe, effective, affordable way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
At last, the new year is here. What do you see ahead? Happy days and carefree nights?
Credit card bills?
Right, credit card bills.
Looking at months of high-interest credit card bills from all that generous holiday gift giving? Time to go to Lightstream and get a low-interest rate credit card consolidation loan. Act now to get an even lower rate with our special radio listener discount. Go to lightstream.com/news to get rates as low as 5.39% APR with autopay. And with average interest rates on credit cards at 17% APR, Lightstream could save you thousands of dollars in interest. Makes the new year a whole lot brighter, doesn't it? The application takes minutes online. There are no fees, and you can have funds as soon as today. So if you have good to excellent credit, apply today and get a special interest rate discount at lightstream.com/news. That's lightstream.com/news. lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.5% autopay discount available only when you select autopay prior to loan funding. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for important information about limits on Lightstream loans and same-day funding.
St. John's Northwestern Military Academy has been an all-male military school since 1884, but is going co-ed beginning summer 2018. Their midterm registration is January 21st, and you're invited to attend an upcoming St. John's open house. Consider St. John's Northwestern Military Academy for your son or daughter's middle and high school education in the beautiful Lake Country region of southwest Wisconsin. Your child will receive outstanding academics, superb athletics, leadership opportunities, a chance to live and learn with students from around the world, and most importantly, a safe and structured environment where each student can achieve at his or her full potential. To learn more about how a St. John's Northwestern Military Academy education can give your child the advantage he or she deserves, don't miss an upcoming St. John's Open House. For open house dates and more information, call 1-800-SJ-CADET. That's 1-800-SJ-CADET. Or visit their website, sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org.
AM 560, The Answer.
Hola. It's that time of it's that time of year again. Cold, snowy here in Chicago, but warm and sunny in Riviera Maya, Mexico. Guess what the high today is going to be? 82 degrees.
That's nice.
And that's where we're heading in April with Apple Vacations, and you're invited to come along with us. We'll be staying at the Secrets Maroma Beach Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa. Have you gone online to take a look at it?
No.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It has 9 gourmet restaurants, 6 bars, unlimited premium drinks, 24-hour room service. You know the deal. It's beautiful. It's on the ocean. Unlimited luxury, adults only. So you won't hear people going, Mom, 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 Mom.
And you're going to organize a volleyball game.
And a clinic.
Oh,
I'm gonna
and a
bring
clinic, of course.
Clinic first, and then we're going to have a game. And you're on my team this year.
All right.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I got an idea for the
Oh, you're going to sponsors?
well, to name the volleyball, because we played a lot of volleyball last time.
A ton.
Make it the Kit Kat Invitational in memoriam to your fallen feline.
Too soon.
That's a nice honor.
Okay, we'll have Kit Kat. One team will be called Kit Kat. The other team will be called Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes. It's recognized where we're staying as one of the world's best beaches. So get more information and book your trip by visiting 560theanswer.com/passport. Again, we're going Saturday to Saturday, April 21st through the 28th. And the price that Apple Vacations has secured for this trip is incredible and exclusive to us, but it's only available for a limited time. Don't miss out. Some of my friends missed out last year. They already signed up for the trip this year.
Oh.
And there's someone on Twitter who's got a countdown clock until our passport for paradise.
The Cotters.
The Cotters, yes.
Yeah.
We look forward to
Welcome
spending
back
to the Cotters.
that we...
Don't miss out.
Maybe Boom Boom Washington and Horseshack will join us. Oh, well, Horseshack can't join us, can he?
Enjoy a week in Riviera Maya, Mexico with us. Visit 560theanswer.com/passport.
What's
that, Amy?
Maybe Vinny Barbarino.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Maybe.
That would be scary if Vinny Barbarino showed up on the beach.
What about Gabe?
Without all the makeup.
I think that'd be cool.
I'd like Gabe Kaplan to come. We play a little cards.
Yeah. Little John Sebastian can sing.
Yeah,
and you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's always a karaoke contest.
Yes.
You're going to win it this year.
Yeah. You know, we got a ringer, though. That's the problem.
Chad Wickert.
Yeah, he works here. He's an actual
He beat me
singer.
one year.
Oh,
I'm still a little salty.
beat you like a drum that was just playing. Coming up, Selena Zito, Washington Examiner reporter, joins us to talk about the South Carolina boys, Graham and Gowdy. They got some questions that they want some answers to from Justice and FBI. That's at 6:36.
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here he is, Mike Scott.
27 degrees. North Korea this morning, sending high-level delegation members to the upcoming Winter Olympics in South Korea. Correspondent Bill Neely has the State Department reaction from Seoul to the move by the North.
The U.S. remains clear-eyed about North Korea's track record on negotiations. Time will tell. The suspicions, of course, that the North is trying to drive a wedge between South Korea and the U.S.
The two sides agreed to allow the North to send some athletes and a cheering squad to the games in Pyeongchang. President Trump making moves aimed at expanding broadband access in rural communities.
I will sign 2 presidential orders to provide broader and faster and better internet coverage.
The president signing the orders at the American Farm Bureau Federation convention yesterday in Nashville. It was a promise by the Obama administration that President Trump is making good on. Special counsel Robert Mueller's investigative team may eventually ask to meet with President Donald Trump as part of that probe into the potential coordination between Russia and the Trump campaign. A person familiar with the matter says the prospect of an interview with the president has come up in recent discussions, but no details are being worked out yet. An Iranian reformist lawmaker says 3,700 people were arrested in the days of protests and unrest that roiled Iran, but it is really hard to know the exact number of detainees because different security and intelligence forces detained the protesters. The annual Consumer Electronics Show gets underway today in Las Vegas. The CES promising the latest in smart home technology and wearables. The University of Alabama, college football's national champion for the 5th time in the past 9 seasons. Crimson Tide rolling over the Georgia Bulldogs in overtime, 26-23. No one hurt following a shooting on the Bishop Ford that shut down lanes temporarily overnight between 115th and 130th. A boy is dead, another badly hurt following a crash on Chicago's south side. It happened near 47th and Halsted yesterday. 2 Chicago police officers are among the 4 hurt following a crash on the south side. They were chasing a robber last night when their vehicles collided near Marshfield and Marquette. The officers and 2 others were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. Inmates in Illinois prisons will have an easier time shrinking their sentence. Governor Rauner yesterday signed a new law aimed at expanding the credit for time served program. The law actually cleans up a law from last year that accidentally limited that program. The Bears tab Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as their new head coach. Chris Paul, Eric Gordon rocked the Bulls 116-107 with a Houston NBA win last night. Blackhawks hit the road tonight. They'll take on the Senators. And our Northern Illinois Huskies have some action going on tonight. They visit Bowling Green. The news service of Indeed.com. Are you hiring? Join the over 3 million businesses that use Indeed.com for hiring. Post a job in minutes. Manage your candidates from an easy-to-use dashboard. Post your next job on the world's #1 job site, Indeed.com. 6:34 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has changed his tune on higher education.
Why is America not uprising against the evil crap that permeates our colleges? I actually admire young people who don't go to college now.
I never thought I'd say that.
But I certainly don't hold it against them. When we hire, it makes zero difference to me if they went to college or not. Zero.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Ready for a bad cold and flu season? A cold is a cold, but flu brings fever. Be prepared with the Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer backed by medical professionals everywhere.
If you have a new or existing business, understanding building and zoning codes, obtaining permits, licenses, and inspections can be a time-consuming nightmare. Well, I got a guy. I should say a fine company. Premier Consulting Group and my friend Bill Gritsonis is the company to call. From city and suburban retail business to residential and high-rise building permits, PCG holds your hand from the beginning to the very end. Bill and his veteran team have decades of experience and a commitment to meeting client needs. Your business will benefit from expedited permits and the peace of mind knowing that your business is in complete compliance. So I highly suggest you call my guy, Bill Gritsonis, and his team at Premier Consulting Group before your next project. Call Bill Gritsonis at 312-263-4599 or visit PCGconsultinginc.com. That number, 312-263-4599, or online at pcgconsultinginc.com. Call Bill Gritsonis at 312-263-4599 or visit pcgconsultinginc.com.
6:36, a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Very latest this morning with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. It's heavy now on the inbound Edens from Niles Center to the junction. 28 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 19. Kennedy, 26 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 24. The Eisenhower, really gummed up from Manheim to Harlem, 58 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 32. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound still okay. Ryan, 19 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 35 minutes, 8094 to Merge. I-57 looks good now. Tri-State northbound, slow from Southwest Highway, 83rd Street toll, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. The other tollways are fine. Traffic, service of Walgreens, looking to save money on your Medicare Part D prescriptions. As a preferred pharmacy, Walgreens offers copays as low as $0 on Tier 1 generics on select plans. Switch your prescriptions and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Freezing fog this morning, sun and clouds in the afternoon will top out at 38. The forecasting clouds for the overnight. Spotty drizzle late, low 33, a high of 44 tomorrow. Maybe as high as 54 on Thursday. We'll check that when we get there. Friday and Saturday back in the deep freeze. 29 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Money Hour radio show, Saturday afternoons at 3 on AM 560, The Answer. Brought to you by Pearshell Financial Group.
Hey, Joe Walsh here. The media sucks. They wouldn't let us talk about Hillary's health, but they're all over Trump's health. We'll talk about it when Freedom returns at 5.
Dan and Amy, one of the perks of having this morning drive job is you don't have to feel guilty about eating meatloaf at 6:30 in the morning.
Exactly.
This meatloaf's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I got a side today, too, of the noodles. I like that.
It's called fettuccine.
Is that what
yeah.
Well, okay.
Okay.
If you think that's fettuccine,
that's
okay.
Swedish style.
Yeah. All right.
That's what they call noodles in the old country.
All right. Well, we got a lot of ground to cover here. To talk about the president's mental health per the Wolf Book and the Yale psychology professor we talked about yesterday. But also I want to talk about the South Carolina boys because they're coming at it from different angles, but they're raising questions about the same institutions. We're talking about Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina, Trey Gowdy, congressman from South Carolina, chairman of the House Oversight Committee. Both were on the talkies on Sunday talking about, one, Lindsey Graham talking about the criminal referral on Christopher Steele, and Trey Gowdy talking about getting those documents that these committees in the House have been requesting from FBI for months and months on end. Here's Lindsey Graham, big Mueller fan, often a Trump critic, but he's got some questions about FBI and DOJ.
I've seen no evidence of collusion, but the idea of Jeff Sessions being able to investigate the campaign he was on is unacceptable. Jeff Sessions did the right thing. It would be impossible for him to look into the Trump campaign activities with the Russians. Well, Mr. Mueller had to be appointed as special counsel, but we need a second special counsel to look at the way the Department of Justice conducted themselves.
And then we'll need a third special counsel to investigate the second special counsel. But nonetheless, Graham, even with confidence in Mueller, because of these revelations about justice and personnel, senior personnel at both Department of Justice and FBI, he's raising the specter of these issues, and he goes on the topic.
The president does believe his intel agencies. He is firmly telling the world he didn't collude with the Russians, and we're not going to let him be the final authority on that. We're going to let Mr. Mueller tell us whether or not this campaign colluded with the Russians, and I will do everything I can to make sure that Mr. Mueller does his job. But there's other things about the Department of Justice in this investigation that bother me greatly, and I think we need a special counsel to look at those things.
And one of those things, here we go again, Bruce Orr, we've talked about before, his wife, employed by Fusion GPS, involved in the assembling of information for that Trump dossier. Bruce Orr held two positions at DOJ a month ago, Associate Deputy Attorney General, Director of the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Forces. He's no longer the Director of the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Forces. And, he the questions of conflicts of interest with senior personnel or political motivations, something also that Trey Gowdy would like to get some answers to.
Well, I think there are a couple of things. You mentioned Strzok and Page. That goes to the issue of bias. That's incredibly important because I think your viewers, our fellow citizens, want an FBI that is bias-free and dispassionate. The other issue is, even laying bias aside, did the FBI engage in a process that we can have confidence in? And 2016 was a really unusual year. You had one major presidential candidate under investigation, and you had the campaign of another presidential candidate under investigation. So it's not illegitimate for Congress to ask the FBI and the DOJ, what did you do? Why did you do it? So we can understand the process. That is separate and apart from the bias evidenced by at least 2 FBI agents.
For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by our friend Selena Zito. She is a reporter for the Washington Examiner, WashingtonExaminer.com, also a New York Post columnist and CNN contributor. Selena, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
So what about the issues that Graham and Gowdy are raising about justice and about FBI and the documents that apparently have been finally received, at least over Devin Nunes's committee, House Intel, and bank records from Fusion GPS that are being have been turned over finally? Where do you see all of this going with respect to the assessment of the impartiality of justice and FBI with respect to their investigations?
Man, that's a good question, and I don't know the answer to that. In that, there's so many moving parts, but there also is, I'm sure there's a lot they know that we don't know, right? And so I think that there's a reason why Graham is calling for special counsel on special counsel, and I think that's worth considering and looking at, and you have to wonder, what is driving him to say this that we don't know about? What is actually going on? I think the thing that is really, also fascinating is that I think the American people, whether they love Trump or they absolutely hate him, are really exhausted by this entire process. And unfortunately, a lot of people have just tuned out because that's all they hear about all the time. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying maybe they need to expedite themselves a little bit and get this and get to the heart of what's really going on.
But there's no incentive for the Democrats to expedite this, right? I mean, they want to take this through the midterms with the hope of gaining control of the House and moving forward with impeachment to feed their base.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if that's the best course of action. I mean, if you remember, and you might be too young to remember this, but the impeachment process on Clinton in '96 was sort of devastating in those. Not that they lost majority, but that whole circus and that whole of that process really sort of hurt the hurt the Republicans in that next midterm, and ultimately Newt Gingrich lost his speakership. So, resistance isn't always that appealing, despite the passion of the opposing party.
I was a baby back during the Clinton impeachment, but Amy is very familiar with it.
Hey, Selena, last night NBC News had an exclusive. They said President Trump could meet face-to-face with Mueller in a matter of weeks, and they're discussing a range of possible options, including written responses to questions in lieu of a formal sit-down or possibly meeting face-to-face. What advice would you give if you were advising President Trump? Would you meet face-to-face with Mueller?
Well, I mean, no one would ever hire me to tell the president what to do. but if it were me, geez, I don't know. That's a really hard one to consider, right? Like, if you answer it in paper, maybe the nuance of what you're saying is lost. And then if you're willing to go toe to toe and hit face to face with the guy, that could be both enlightening and powerful if he's able to pull it off.
Well, maybe he should just demand the same deal that Hillary Clinton got with Comey. It's just, you're not under oath. Yeah, well, you can come in and meet with us, and you're not under oath, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. He could testify, but you're not under oath. That's a possibility. But he keeps saying, President Trump says there's no collusion if he has nothing to hide. Then I don't see what the downfall would be with just having an interview face-to-face.
You're absolutely right. And boy, would that shock his detractors, right? Mm-hmm. They wouldn't know what to do or say if he did that, because it's the thing they least expect him to do.
Yeah, and he likes to surprise. There's no question. Selena, you're a journalist. I want to ask if you can help us understand the apparently the new D.C. journalistic standard among many of the Gang of 500 if it rings true, it probably is true.
Yeah, I've never operated under that standard. Lots of things ring true and turn out to be a false door, right? You're taken down to a false alley and it's a dead end. It doesn't happen all the time, but it certainly has happened in my career. It's my at least the way I was brought up as a journalist. It's true when you have all the facts.
And so when you hear Michael Wolff say, as he said on Katie Tur's show yesterday, if it rings true, it is true. And in response to the book that's been all the talk of the Beltway, you have David Brooks, people that are very hostile to Trump, suggesting that Michael Wolff does not operate on the same journalistic standards as he and his colleagues at the New York Times. I'm not so sure about that, and at least David Brooks and others, that there really is making a distinction. It's very interesting to see some erstwhile Trump critics not be comfortable embracing everything Michael Wolff has to offer in that book.
Right, because they don't want to be long. My profession is under siege, and rightly so, for a lot of things. You don't want to add to it by being supportive of something that's questionable. And I think that's what you're seeing with Washington journalists right now. They're looking at this and say, look, not everything is factual. And this is sort of what has people so upset with us. How can we get behind this if what we're trying to say we aren't?
Today, President Trump meets with lawmakers to discuss DACA, and he says, if there's no wall, there's no dreamers. Do you think he's going to budge on that?
No, I don't think he's going to budge on that. I don't think the wall is sort of what some of his critics have tried to say it is. It's not. I think that it's a bunch of different barriers. Sometimes technological, sometimes bricks and mortar. And sometimes, bodies, but a lot of that talk is, I'm not going to say symbolic, but he's trying to make the point that we need barriers between other countries and ourselves.
Before we let you go, just want to get you to weigh in on the latest kind of line of attack, and it's again stemming in large part from the Wolff book, and that is that Trump's mental fitness for the job.
I think that's awful.
Where you think what you think of those claims and how the president is responding to them, mainly by saying he's a stable genius and then ignoring it.
He certainly knows how to make my profession lose its mind, right? Look, I think it's a dangerous thing to do to guess anybody's mental stability. And even if you are a professional, you're doing it from afar, right? And that's a dangerous precedent to make. And it's also, is he different? Yes. Does he not conform and blow up to that presidential north? Of course. Does he have the temperament to be president? Some people would argue no, but mentally unstable, I think that's a really terrible place to go. I don't care who's president.
She is Salena Zito, Washington Examiner reporter, New York Post columnist, and CNN contributor. Salena, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Consumer borrowing hit $28 billion in November. A former engineer sues Google for reverse discrimination, and the Atlantic City revival continues. Those stories next. Are you being intimidated by the IRS? Rapid Resolution Tax Group is a team of tax attorneys, enrolled agents, and tax professionals who've helped thousands of people with problems just like yours, and they promise not to let the IRS intimidate you. If you are an individual or a business who owes at least $10,000 to the IRS, you can turn to them for help. Has your bank account been levied? Do you have years of unfiled tax returns? Let Rapid Resolution Tax Group intervene for you. They're accredited with and A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they guarantee same-day contact with the IRS. If you qualify, Rapid Resolution Tax Group can work towards settling your tax debt for less, removing penalties and fees, and stopping levies and garnishments. Call the professionals at Rapid Resolution Tax Group at 800-601-2929. That's 800-601-2929. Americans ran up $28 billion in new debt over the holidays, a sign of confidence in the economy. The Fed says consumer borrowing, including both credit cards and student loans, grew almost 9% in November. That's the highest growth rate in 2 years. An engineer fired by Google now suing the tech giant for reverse discrimination. The lawsuit says Google discriminated against white males and political conservatives. The engineer was fired last summer because he wrote a memo blaming biological differences for the lack of women in technology jobs. And the economic revival in Atlantic City shows no sign of stopping. A Colorado developer has bought the former Revel Casino and will reopen it this summer, the same time the former Trump Taj Mahal will be reopening. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
No more excuses, gentlemen. It's a new year. It's time to do the things you've been putting off, especially when it comes to taking care of your health. I personally recommend my friends at Low T Center. It's where I got my levels tested. They make it quick and easy. You walk in, take a simple blood test, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, you know your results in about 20 minutes. At Low T Center, their physicians exclusively diagnose and treat men with low T. If you do have low T, it can make you feel tired and grumpy, can raise your cholesterol levels, cause weight gain, and cause you to lose muscle mass. If this is something you've been experiencing, you should go get your testosterone levels checked. Guys, take the first step this new year. Contact my friends at Low T Center, now with a location in downtown Chicago on the Magpile at 625 North Michigan Avenue. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Prof sent you. That's me. The number again, 312-239-3427. Call 312-239-3427 now, or visit them online at lowtcenter.com.
Relying on checking your credit to help protect you from identity theft? You're kind of walking through life with blinders on.
Parking meter. That came out of nowhere.
Because there are many kinds of identity theft you can still get blindsided by.
Look out! Bike messenger. Didn't see him coming.
Like someone getting an online payday loan in your name or selling your personal information on the dark web.
Open manhole. That snuck up on me.
LifeLock sees more. We use proprietary technology to detect a range of identity threats. And if you have a problem, a U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can spot threats you might not see coming.
Horse-drawn carriage. Sheesh.
Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Now get 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS. LifeLock. More detection, more protection.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. In 2018, the GOP's continued standing as the majority party will turn on the participation of culturally anxious voters, the people who appreciate the distinctions between liberty and libertinism, the people who understand the implications of erasing the lines between decency and indecency, the people who are respectful of the time, money, and lives of others, the people who recognize identity politics for the cultural poison that it is, the people who still talk of men and women without the cisgender modifier, the people whose lives are defined by the love of family and friends, not the popularity of a hashtag campaign. The people who will listen to rather than shout down an opposing viewpoint. The people who see things for what they are rather than redefine them through a distorted political lens. The people who believe in being their brother's keeper but don't believe they should be forced to be a sugar daddy. It won't be a single issue. It's not going to be a question of one accomplishment or one failure. It'll turn on whether or not Republicans let cultural Marxists run roughshod over people in their offices, their churches, and their kids' schools. The GOP's majority status will turn on its ability to serve as political Xanax to the culturally anxious.
Hey, Butch, all I ever see you eat is raw meat, whiskey, and an occasional bowl of rusty nails. Now, I know you're tough, but with your diet, what's your secret to avoiding the flu?
Jim, this is between us. You hear?
Sure, Butch, you can trust me.
Well, I take Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. I take them on the go or under the table when no one's looking. It's the only way I'd ever get over 10 real servings of fruits and vegetables.
Is it like a vitamin or something?
No, it's food. They only use real whole ingredients. Not that isolated or synthetic crap you get with all the other guys. This is real stuff, Jim. Real stuff. They sell direct to consumers and ship right to your door, free of charge.
Well, Buckaroo, how do I get them?
Call them at 1-800-2468-751. Write it down, Jim, before someone sees me. It's 1-800-2468-751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code WAGON for a special offer.
The war on depression is over.
You win.
Depression, with all the drugs and side effects, the endless counseling, the frustration with life and relationships.
The war is over. You win.
In a few short weeks, your life will change.
It's TMS therapy.
Over 1 million people have been treated, and the results are nothing short of outstanding. It's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicare.
Most drugs and other treatments just mask the depression.
TMS treats the cause, so you can win the war with your depression. Remission or cure.
Depression gone.
Get a free consultation at one of the HPR centers in Chicagoland and Wisconsin. Ask questions.
For you or someone you love, safe, revolutionary, effective treatment for depression.
Let depression recovery begin. HPR centers.
800-604-0208. 800-604-0208.
Go to endmydepression.com.
Get up and go. It's Apple Vacation's great winter event. Non-stop fun, adventure, sun-soaked beaches. Escape to your favorite tropical destination. It's all available now. Save hundreds. But hurry, the best hotels and prices won't last. 3 nights in Riviera Nayarit at Grand Palladium Vallarta Resort and Spa start from only $7.99. Or make it 7 nights at Rio Jalisco, starting from just $9.99. Both escapes include round-trip nonstop air, resort transfers, all meals, drinks, and taxes. Call Carry Travel Express at 847-639-3300 or visit carrytravelexpress.com to book your trip today. Prices per person based on double occupancy for select exclusive vacation flights from O'Hare to Puerto Vallarta on Frontier Airlines starting February 2nd and include taxes and fees including September 11th security fee. Some flights are operated by other airlines. Baggage charges apply. See applevacations.com. Prices subject to availability and change. Restrictions apply.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
This week is National School Choice Week, and at 7:07, we're going to talk to Miles Mendoza, who's the executive director of One Chance Illinois, about the tax credit scholarships for K-12 education that are coming online this year.
And is it a heartless move? President Trump announces that 200,000 people from El Salvador have to go home. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
The Bears will introduce their new head coach today. CTU claims a plan to close some Chicago public schools violates their labor pact. It is the flu peaking early. WIND Chicago News Time is 7 o'clock.
They are partying in Alabama. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Roll Tide!
Fans going crazy after the Crimson Tide won the college football national championship.
Hands down the greatest football game I ever watched in my life.
Alabama beat Georgia 26-23 on a touchdown in overtime to win a 5th national championship in the past 9 years. That was the national anthem before the game. President Trump was on the field, hand over heart, mouthing some of the words, though critics wondered on Twitter if he got some of them wrong.
We want our flag respected.
And that was earlier in the day in Nashville. President Trump, of course, has been critical of NFL players kneeling or sitting, protesting the anthem. And the president also told farmers at a convention in Nashville.
Oh, are you happy you voted for me? You are so lucky that I gave you that privilege.
He hailed tax reform and said he'll help farmers reworking that NAFTA trade deal. Long shunned and sanctioned over its nuclear weapons. North Korea will be back on the world stage at the Olympics next month. Fox's Simon Owen monitoring live from London.
Dave, North Korea and South Korea have been holding their first official talks in more than 2 years, and they've ended with the North saying it will send a team to the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea next month, including athletes, spectators and cheerleaders. A joint statement says the two countries have also agreed to hold further talks to improve relations and to resolve their differences through dialogue. The Olympic team could be small. Only 2 North Korean athletes have qualified, a pair of figure skaters. Dave?
Simon, 2 days after.
3, 2, 1.
That SpaceX launch in Florida of a U.S. space spy satellite. The Wall Street Journal is reporting it was a failure, citing officials who believe the rocket plunged back to Earth and the highly classified satellite is a total loss. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
27 degrees. Skies are cloudy. Winds from the southwest at 4 at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. One boy is dead, another hurt following a crash on Chicago's south side. Police tell us a Ford Expedition ran a red light and slammed into another SUV near 47th and Halstead. As of this morning, no citations have been issued. Chicago police are also investigating after a man was shot and killed during an attempted robbery on the west side. Authorities say the attempted robbery happened near Thomas and Pine after the robber approached and pulled out a gun and demanded property. The other man then pulled out his own weapon and shot the attempted robber in the head. Shooting victim died at a nearby hospital. An investigation is underway following the death of a 2-month-old boy over the weekend in Country Club Hills. Authorities say Nazir Carter died Sunday in the 4400 block of Gatling Boulevard, and DCFS is looking into the possibility of neglect. Chicago Teachers Union mounting a legal challenge to plans for a new Englewood High School. We get details on that story from AM 560's David Stewart.
As school officials were unveiling their designs for a new Englewood High School, the CTU was fighting to retain the schools it would replace. Union Vice President Jesse Sharkey delivered a letter to Mayor Emanuel saying that closing 4 schools in Englewood would violate the terms of their union contract.
Contract violations produce legally binding results in front of administrative law judges. So we'll see what happens there. I would hope that rather than having to go all the way through a court process, though, they'll just recognize what's actually in the plain writing and do the right thing.
CPS plans public hearings on the new $85 million school next week. David Stewart, NBC News Radio, Chicago.
With hundreds sick in the state, some health experts believe the flu season is peaking early here. Illinois Department of Public Health spokeswoman Melanie Arnold says there's a chance that the worst of the flu is hitting in January. Flu usually peaks toward the end of February. As of the end of 2017, 344 already have been to the emergency room in the state for flu treatment. The Bears tab Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy is their new head coach. Chris Paul and Eric Gordon lead the way in a Rockets win over the Bulls at the UC, 116-107. Alabama over Georgia in the college football playoff national championship game. College hoops tonight. Our Northern Illinois Huskies visit Bowling Green. The news, a service of NBC's This Is Us. For months you've been waiting, binging on episodes of America's favorite drama, This Is Us tonight. The wait is over. Emmy-winning This Is Us returns with an all-new episode after the hilarious new game show, Ellen's Game of Games, tonight on NBC. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. And hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
7:06. Let's get an update this morning on the roads. We hear about some freezing fog and problems in northwest Indiana. How are the roads, Jim Talamonte?
Well, slick in some places, especially in the outlying areas, Mike. In fact, Pingree Grove, there's a rather major crash, 47 Richard Bridge A. Brown, not far from 72. There is some icy spots. There are some icy spots there, and also in northwest Indiana, though the major highways in northwest Indiana right now are looking good. Eisenhower, not so much. It's jammed. Wolf to Independence. It's an hour from 390 to downtown and 47 minutes from Manheim. Outbound 32 minutes to 390. Eden's 30 minutes. Lake Hook to the junction. Outbound 22. Kennedy, 32 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 29. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, 46 from the Tri-State, outbound 36 to 355. Ryan, 20 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 40 minutes, 8094 to the merge. North on Tri-State delays, Southwest Highway to the 83rd Street toll, Plainfield Road to 47th. Then from the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence, Veterans Memorial heavy northbound, 75th to the Reagan Tollway. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast comes first. Here's our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, areas of freezing fog for the morning, then intervals of clouds and sun throughout the day, high 37. Mainly cloudy tonight with spotty drizzle, late at night, low 33. Low clouds and fog, breezy and damp tomorrow, high 46. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560. The Answer.
27 at O'Hare, 29 along the lakefront. Your next news update is at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Mortgage Makeovers, a show walking you through stress-free mortgage options. Mortgage Makeovers, Sunday afternoons at 1 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. It's National School Choice Week, Amy.
That's why you should be wearing your hat.
Why? What does that have to do
Wait,
with
bring
school
your hat.
choice?
You're going to show people that are watching on the web. You came in today with a fancy schmancy hat. You got rid of the Bennett jersey.
It's a
and now,
it's a felt fedora that I've had for 25 years. My friend, thank you for asking. My friend I went to high school with, Graham Thompson, he runs Optimo Hats. It's they've got a shop at 102nd and Western, and then he's also got a shop at the Monadnock building.
Monadnock?
Next to Union League Club.
Right, okay.
And
I was very highbrow.
you thought I was referring to the Alabama quarterback. It's tough to keep Anyway, he makes fine hats. He makes hats for movies and stuff like that too.
Really?
Yeah, he's a really good hat maker.
Can I
a
borrow
lost
it?
art.
Can I borrow your hat?
No.
Oh, so rude. Can I see your hat?
Yeah, we'll get to my hat. It's National School Choice Week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I'm trying, stick on the topic here. We're trying to get.
We're in the throes of selective enrollment right now, so.
Oh,
we're
for Peyton and Eli.
Well, Peyton, Eli.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's got a year.
Yeah, it's a little dicey. He likes Jones Prep, Whitney Young, and Lane Tech.
All right. Somebody's going to.
They all have ups and downs.
And people don't think that school choice occurs in the selective enrollment. You're going to have to maybe find somebody to write a big check to one of those schools' foundations.
That's so sick.
Or talk to one of the feudal lords in your
yeah. And
circle.
we live in Tier 4. His dad lives in Tier 3, but people that live in Tier 4 that are in Section 8 housing, they're screwed. I mean, they have no chance. They are going to our local high school.
Thus, the importance of K through 12 scholarships. And thanks to a consortium of folks, we talked about this at length last year when it happened, an interesting and broad coalition of supporters. You actually got tax credit scholarships passed in Illinois. You're talking about $100 million a year for the next 5 years, $500 million if the money is raised, that can go to provide scholarships for children who aren't wealthy or aren't politically connected, but have the chops to have access to better schools so they get a better education, so they chart a course for a better life, and that's a good thing. And one of the individuals who's been at the tip of the spear on this is Miles Mendoza. He is with Empower Illinois, and it's one thing to pass legislation. Yay, we passed legislation. Then comes the implementation phase, and that's not sexy.
Now comes the work.
Yeah, and that doesn't generate headlines. But one of the component parts of getting this scholarship program up and running so people can donate and scholarships can be granted is to build these scholarship granting organizations that can accept the money, that are essentially recognized as providers of scholarship funds, so parents know where to apply to get scholarship funds. And this is what Miles Mendoza, the infrastructure that he has been building. Miles Mendoza, Empower Illinois, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy.
Morning. So just give us a kind of the state of play. I know there's a lot of technical details to putting all this together, but the Empower Illinois scholarship granting ombudsman of some of sorts, and this is where people should look if they want to donate, and where people should look if they want to apply for scholarships for their children?
Correct. Dan, I would back up just a minute to the beginning part of the segment. You talked about the broad consortium of individuals that led to the passage of this law. Your listeners should all know that you were a big part of that consortium, and everybody should be grateful to you for having this law in place.
Hold on a second. I want to hear Amy. I want to give Amy an opportunity to express her gratitude to me.
I really appreciate the fine work you do, and I thank you from the bottom of my
Thank you
heart.
very much, Amy. All right, we can continue now.
Just like Oprah.
Yes.
The Golden Globes.
All right, Miles. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, you know what? You're right. The implementation phase is now. That is the tough part. And when the law passed, you know, all the schools that were out there, whether they be in the, tippy south of southern Illinois or Rockford, Chicago, you name it, found themselves struggling with the complications of all the compliance, cybersecurity, all the kind of things that go into this. And we all banded together and created Empower Illinois. So Empower Illinois represents 85% of the schools statewide. And what it does essentially is it serves like a PayPal of scholarship granting. It allows all of those schools to go ahead and raise money under the compliance with the law, and then it also allows children to apply for those scholarships either at their locations or for them to apply to other places.
Well, how many scholarships are available per school? And will there be scholarships available, say, at Walter Payton Prep or at Northside Prep or at Lane Tech?
Yeah, so hearing about your struggle to get into selective enrollment schools, the great news is for all those Section 8 kids you referred to, they now have a chance to extend that list. So no, the scholarship doesn't apply to magnet schools, but it does apply to any qualified private school. So if you're recognized by the state of Illinois, you're a private school, you're participating in the program, that is now an option for all those kids.
By the way, comparing it to PayPal as opposed to an ombudsman is much easier and better comparison. That's why Miles is in charge of Empower Illinois, not me. For $100 million is the annual cap. So where are we in the money raise, and how can people who, particularly in light of the tax reform in a high-tax blue state like Illinois, what that's doing, people who want to maybe find some tax relief through philanthropic giving, like to this tax credit scholarship program, where is it at, and how can people get involved if they want to participate to help finance these scholarships?
Right. There's two parts to this program. One is donating. The other part is scholarships. So for the donating, the best way to do this is to go to empowerillinois.org. We have all the instructions and details. It's a little complicated. You first have to register with the Department of Revenue to become qualified to give, and then roughly 10 days later, you get a code in the mail, and you enter that code back at Department of Revenue. You reserve a credit, and then you donate to empowerillinois.org. The state has $100 million in credits. They're divvied up in 5 regions. Right now, and it's amazing, within days, we've raised $40 million or pledged $40 million in credits to the state out of that 100.
Wow, that's
Empower
great.
Illinois is lucky enough to have 30 million of that.
That's great. Wow. So we're
doing well. We're
picking
cooking.
them up and putting it down. Yeah.
Moving fast.
And so I'm sorry. Go ahead. The scholarships piece of this.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dan.
No. I mean, finish your thought now. So the donating and the scholarship granting. So talk about the scholarship granting.
Yeah, I want to first just one more word on the credits because it's divvied up in 5 regions. You know, it might look like there's $60 million left, but Cook County only gets $50 million, and Cook County is moving the fastest. So those credits are going to be gone very, very fast, even if the other regions of the state might take a little longer to get there.
Okay. And is the process laborious? I mean, I remember applying for Pell Grants and everything. Is it difficult?
So we're working to make it as easy as possible. So each scholarship granting organization has a different start time. Mm-hmm. For example, HighSite, it's highsite.org. Their application is available now for students. Ours goes available on the 24th of January, and parents just need to bring with proof of income and then some kind of verification of their identity and address and residency.
Remind us of the qualifications, the income level qualifications, and kind of just generally speaking, what the scholarship provides for those who qualify, so people understand, how much of a prospective tuition would be covered.
Yeah, so it depends upon your household situation, but the roughest explanation is a family of four can earn up to about $73,000. The scholarships range depending upon your income or your special needs. But at baseline, for those at the lowest level of poverty, it can be up to $13,000 in the scholarship. If you're low income and you're gifted, that can be 1.1 times that amount. We also go up to $26,000 for students who have special education needs and have an IEP.
So you're talking, I just want to emphasize this point because I think sometimes people have scholarships, it's going to be, portion. I'm still going to have to come up with cash that I don't know where I'm going to get. The scholarship levels you're talking about here, you can send your kids to St. Ignatius. This
is a game changer.
Yeah.
We wanted to create a market, Dan. If it didn't do that, it wasn't worth it.
Well, and I don't know if I make too much money to apply.
The fact that CPS sent you a link card application.
Well, that's because my kids have a Hispanic last name.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So, Miles, just in terms of kind of navigating this, if people go to the Empower Illinois website, is this kind of all laid out so people can kind of, on the donor side, on the scholarship side, they can kind of figure out how to get to where they want to go?
Yeah, there's really three sections, so we shouldn't forget about the third. If you're a school or a school leader and you want to participate under the EmpowerIllinois.org umbrella, you've got to register your school to participate.
Right.
Donors have a section. They can figure out how to make that donation. And then there's a section for students and parents to figure out how to apply.
And what about donor latitude with respect to the program generally or schools specifically? How does that work?
Yeah, so there's two groups of donors. There are individual donors, and they can designate to the school of their choice within their region, or if they want to donate to different regions, they can do that too, a little more complicated process. And then corporations make an undesignated donation. What that means is they donate to a pot of money for any student to go to any school anywhere. So we're kind of covering both grounds. We want to make sure that we get the alma maters and all the donors with allegiance to schools, but then we also cover the kids in the schools that don't have a historical donor base.
And where does this go? The comparison that I've made on this show previously is to what Florida has done with a similar program over the course of the last 15 years or so. And, in terms of the outcome here, how many kids can be helped with these scholarships within the strictures of the legislation that was signed into law last year? And frankly, and we've talked about on this show, the positive results from Florida for those kids who have gotten such scholarships.
Yeah, so, I like to look at it in terms of kids. So there are a lot of kids out there with unique needs. They might be bullied at a school and don't have a way out. Now they have a new option. They may have special education needs and have resorted to having an attorney to try to figure out how to get their educational option that they need. Now they also have an option. So our goal is to make sure that we hit all those kids. We have 15,000 scholarships that are available in Illinois today. Just to look at Florida, Florida started off with a $50 million program. That's half of where we are. And they got themselves up to where they are today, which is a $650 million program. But really, it all depends upon schools locally taking ownership, becoming empowered to make this their law, for parents to make this their scholarship, and everybody working to make sure that they fight for it.
Yeah, well, we're talking about tens of thousands of children and families that are going to be assisted in the process. Good stuff. Miles Mendoza, the boss over there at Empower Illinois. And the website again, Miles?
EmpowerIllinois.org. And Dan, thank you one more time for all the help you made in terms of getting this law to be a reality.
My pleasure. Miles Mendoza, Empower Illinois. Thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
I'm on the website right now.
Application will be done by the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. And Miles joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Pretty good website. EmpowerIllinois.org is the website. Today, we're going to have areas of freezing fog, mainly in northwest Indiana. Then we're going to have some sunshine, clouds, a high of 38 degrees. Tomorrow, low clouds, damp, but a high of 44. And on Thursday, get this, clouds with occasional rain, breezy, but a lot milder, a high in the mid-50s. Let's get into our alarm detection systems traffic center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thank you, Amy and Dan. Well, traffic may be heavy on route to the school of your choice this morning. We see some higher travel times. Well, the Eisenhower's improved a bit. It's still 52 minutes from 390 to downtown, 36 from Manheim, outbound 36 to 390. The Eden's 29 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 24. The Kennedy, 38 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 32 minutes. On the Stevenson, looking at 58 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 36. Ryan, 20 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 49 minutes, 8094 to the Ryan. Northbound Tri-States, though Southwest Highway to the 83rd Street Toll, Plainfield Road to 47th, and from the Reagan Tollway up to Lawrence, Veterans Memorial heavy, Boughton to the Reagan Tollway. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and this week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, call 1-800-500-4402. Seating is extremely limited. Call right now because this free ticket offer expires this Friday. That's 1-800-500-4402. That's 1-800-500-4402.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
My blood pressure significantly is so low now compared to what it was. I think I'm doing great with it.
That's one thing I like about Balance of Nature. Y'all listen, you talk and communicate, and not just give us your order. We're done. Bye. You know, it to me it makes more. I want to say kind of a family-oriented business. That we're out here for you, and we're part of your extended family, trying to fill you in, rather than just take your money.
I feel great. A lot of the aches and pains I have the arthritis in my hand seems to have dissipated most of the time, and I feel wonderful.
Have the confidence that you're giving your body what it needs. Call now to receive 35% off your first Balance of Nature order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code Chicago.
Risk mitigation is an important consideration that smart companies pay attention to in today's complicated business climate. Some of the greatest risks occur when your company hires new employees or when you execute new business financial relationships. When your company hires, leases, or conducts financial transactions, decisions are critical. That's why veteran-owned and operated Global Verification Network is a company you should know. Startups to Fortune 100s trust Global Verification Network, and so should you. They're a background screening and investigative services company dedicated to expert, timely, and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is headquartered in Chicagoland, a federally recognized veteran-owned small business, and never offshores data like many competitors. To request your company's risk analysis without obligation or cost, visit globalverificationnetwork.com or call 877-695-1179 or visit them online at globalverificationnetwork.com. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts, 877-695-1179.
At last, the new year is here. What do you see ahead?
happy days and carefree nights?
Credit card bills?
Right, credit card bills.
Looking at months of high-interest credit card bills from all that generous holiday gift giving? Time to go to Lightstream and get a low-interest rate credit card consolidation loan. Act now to get an even lower rate with our special radio listener discount. Go to lightstream.com/news to get rates as low as 5.39% APR with autopay. And with average interest rates on credit cards at 17% APR, Lightstream could save you thousands of dollars in interest. Makes the new year a whole lot brighter, doesn't it? The application takes minutes online. There are no fees, and you can have funds as soon as today. So if you have good to excellent credit, apply today and get a special interest rate discount at lightstream.com/news. That's lightstream.com/news. lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.5% autopay discount available only when you select autopay prior to loan funding. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for important information about limits on Lightstream loans and same-day funding.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
You want to hear me sing? Not really.
No.
Want to see
you
me
were part
eat
of
food?
Exexi's Midnight Runners cover band, weren't you?
No. It was a Belinda Carlisle cover band.
Oh.
Tuesday, January 30th, that is the day when President Trump will deliver his very first State of the Union address, and we are throwing a big party, and you're invited. We're calling it Taste of Freedom, and it's presented by healthinsurancementors.com.
You know what freedom tastes like, don't you?
Oh, freedom tastes like heaven.
Like chicken.
Or like chicken, yes. It's presented by healthinsurancementors.com. We're holding it at Avante Banquets in Fox River Grove. Now, the evening will feature 3-course dinner at 6:30, followed by the president's speech on the big screen. And if you hurry, you can still buy tickets to sit near our table, not at our table.
No.
Oh, yeah. Tickets are limited, so join us. And
my seat is roped off. Velvet ropes around my seat.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're like Hillary Clinton in the parade.
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly.
nobody come in my area.
That's right.
Join us and a couple hundred others at AM 560, theanswer.com/taste. That's where you can buy your tickets. Tickets start at just $56. And again, go to 560theanswer.com/taste. It's really a party you are not going to want to miss. And it's sponsored in part 2 by Store Lock. Okay? Got that?
I got it all.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Trump tells farmers that, man, are they lucky they had the opportunity to vote for him at 7:37.
And he also tells all people from El Salvador, you have 18 months to get out of here. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Amy and Dan, good morning. Good morning, everyone. 27 degrees, southwest winds in Chicago at 4. An investigation is underway following the death of a 2-month-old boy over the weekend in Country Club Hills. Authorities say Nazir Carter died Sunday. DCFS is looking into the possibility of neglect. One boy is dead, another hurt following a crash on Chicago's south side. A Ford Expedition, according to Chicago police, ran a red light and struck another SUV near 47th and Halstead. No one hurt following a massive fire at a mattress factory on Chicago's south side. The blaze broke out near 41st and Emerald. Took crews over 2 hours to put out those flames. North Korea will send a high-level delegation to the upcoming Winter Olympics in South Korea. Security analyst and retired Navy Admiral James Stavridis expressing some cautious optimism about the move.
We should lower our expectations. This is merely the tiniest sliver of an opening, but it is a real opening.
The two sides met for the first time since 2015 in the DMZ and agreed to allow the North to send a delegation to the Olympics. Chicago election officials continue to investigate the re-election petitions for State Senator Ira Silverstein, facing 4 primary challengers and questions about sexual harassment. There are objections to enough of his petition signatures that if ruled invalid, he would have too few left to qualify to be on the ballot. Add cyber stalking to the list of hate crimes in Illinois. 2 new laws took effect at the first of the year to upgrade cyber stalking charges. Charges cover not only online threats, but also intimidation, stalking, and protection from obscene messages. Chicago sports, Bears tabbed Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as their new head coach. He has spent the last 5 years as an assistant in Kansas City under Andy Reid and served under Reid in Philadelphia as well. Chris Paul and Eric Gordon paved the way for a Rockets win over the Bulls, 116-107 at the UC. Alabama, an overtime win over Georgia to win the college football national playoff title game. Blackhawks hit the road tonight to take on Ottawa. The news, a service of NBC's This Is Us. For months you've been waiting, binging on episodes of America's favorite drama. This Is Us tonight. The wait is finally over. Emmy-winning This Is Us returns with an all-new episode after the new game show Ellen's Game of Games tonight on NBC. 7:33 is our time. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager has changed his tune on higher education.
Why is America not uprising against the evil crap that permeates our colleges? I actually admire young people who don't go to college now. I never thought I'd say that. But I certainly don't hold it against them. When we hire, it makes zero difference to me if they went to college or not. Zero.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Stop by Subway Restaurants for a foot-long fave for $4.99. Limited time only at participating restaurants. Additional charge for extras, plus applicable tax. No additional discounts or coupons may be applied.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Jerry Kerrigan, one of the owners of F.J. Kerrigan Plumbing Company, a third-generation family-run business. Our trusted longtime accountant referred us to Signature Bank, and we've never been happier. On one of our first meetings, Signature Bank CEO Mick O'Rourke said, "You worry about running the business, and we'll take care of everything else." Since that initial meeting, Signature Bank has lived up to every promise they've made. The decision-making is local, the staff is consistent, and the service is outstanding. F.J. Kerrigan Plumbing understands the value of long-term customer relationships, and we plan to be a customer of Signature Bank for a long time to come.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
7:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. On the Edens inbound, it's heavy. Peterson to the junction, 28 minutes. Lake Hook to Montrose, outbound 24. Kennedy, 46 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 32 from Montrose, 24 in the Express. Outbound 32 to the airport. On Eisenhower, delays start at North Avenue. It's 52 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 36. Stevenson, 56 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 36. Bryan now 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 52 minutes from 8094 to the merge. Northbound Tri-States, though, 95th to the 83rd Street toll. Plainfield Road to 47th, then from the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence. Veterans Memorial still Boughton to the Reagan Tollway. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. We'll have areas of freezing fog this morning, especially dense and heavy fog in northwest Indiana. Blend of sun and clouds, expected high 38 later in the day. Cloudy, little drizzle overnight, low 33, and tomorrow high of 44. 27 officially at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is sponsored by Wine Time Radio. Every Saturday at 10 p.m. on AM 560. Explore the wonderful world of wine with host James Crooker and Rob Lehner.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
See what he's doing there? A little Tom Petty. You don't have to live like a refugee. Dan and Amy and President Trump down Tennessee way before the big championship game last night. What a game it was. Oh, that is one for the ages.
Wasn't that great? And that freshman quarterback that they put in, when they were down 20-7.
What's his name again?
His name is, okay, hold on. I've been working on it all morning. Tua? Is this first name?
Just stop
Tua?
there. Stop
wait,
there.
No, wait.
Name
no,
assassinator.
Wait, hold on. Come on, Jacobson. Tua, right?
Tua.
Tagovailoa.
If you didn't get Tua right, you should stop it.
19-year-old kid from Hawaii came in under pressure, made a mistake, in overtime, but then he threw the 41-yard winning touchdown pass, and it was brilliant. And here he was after the game. Here's Tua, and then the kid he replaced.
I told my family we did it. I told my family I love them. That's the only people I wanted to see after the game, but all glory goes to God. I just told him, man, play your game. Do your thing. He looked me in the eyes, and he knew that it was all genuine, all that. It's all together.
It's unbelievable, honestly. I can't even describe it. But to go out like this, do not 50 and go out like this, it's surreal. It really is.
And that voice belonged to Bradley Bozeman, who, after that interview, dropped down on his knee, gave his girlfriend an engagement ring because he said, if I get a ring for being a national champ, she deserves a ring too.
He'll regret that.
I'm pulling for that couple.
That's great.
It's so
lovely.
cute.
It's very romantic and all that. And now, what the name of the gentleman, the first-string quarterback that Tua replaced?
Hurts.
Oh, yeah, very good.
I remember him from that other game they played.
Yeah, that other game.
That other game.
Sure,
it was
of course.
just a Southern showdown, but Georgia. Georgia.
Jalen Hurts, class act.
Oh, yeah.
Class act.
Yep.
I just want to make notice of that, how he took being benched at halftime in the national championship game and was a team player and just as excited as Tua and everybody else after that winning touchdown pass. And probably the most excited was the Greek kicker after he snap-hooked the winning field goal at the end of regulation.
Yeah, it was a game to remember. It's Southern showdown. But poor Georgia. I mean, they lost. They're up 20-7, lost. The Falcons were up. They lost. There's a little football curse going on in Georgia.
I feel sorry for Lucas, the Georgia's kicker, who he knocked down that 51-yard field goal.
Yeah, and they still lost.
Did you remember the movie Lucas?
Yeah, my sister was in it. Everybody in my high school was in Lucas. They were all extras.
It was
filmed in Arlington Heights.
It was at Glenbard West.
It was both at Glenbard West, and the more important scenes were filmed in Arlington High School.
And that kid from the movie Lucas grew up to be the Georgia kicker.
No, but a local story, Kevin Butthead,
Butler.
Right.
Yeah,
Butler.
right.
He has been coaching that kid and others on the Georgia Bulldogs. So he did a great job.
He was clutch. There's no question about it. So before Trump went down for all of those festivities, I think
he left at halftime, by the way.
Well,
weak.
Well, he has things to do. Plus, I mean,
I don't think he's really that interested in football.
I don't think he's that interested in Kendrick Lamar. But he, he is the president of the United States, so it's kind of a stick and move sort of job. But before the game in Nashville, talking to farmers, talking about the tax cuts, talking immigration policy.
Yeah, and he let them know that they're lucky to have him.
And I have to say this. When I signed it, I say, I'm going to be killed on this one. And you know what? People came to me and they saw me and they were crying. Men that were tough and strong, women that were tough and strong, they'd see me, their tears coming down their eyes, because I gave them back their property. I gave them back their farms. They couldn't use them. We ditched the rule, I call it. We ditched the rule.
A lot of applause.
We're streamlining regulations that have blocked cutting-edge biotechnology, setting free our farmers to innovate, thrive, and to grow. Oh, are you happy you voted for me? You are so lucky that I gave you that privilege. The other choice wasn't going to work out too well for the farmers, I hate to tell you. Or the miners, or anybody else.
I think the farmers like him more than they like Paul Harvey. So he talked about essentially private property rights. You heard him, technology and innovation and agribusiness, and the estate tax relief included in the tax cut plan. And then he turned his sights to immigration, looked prospectively at a deal on DACA.
We want the wall. The wall's going to happen, or we're not going to have DACA. We want DACA to happen. Everybody, I think I can speak for everybody. We all want DACA to happen, but we also want great security for our country. So important.
Talked about, ending chain migration. He wants a merit-based system, and he wants to end the lotto system.
We are going to end the lottery system, and we are going to build the wall. Every American child deserves to grow up in a safe community and to live a life full of dignity, purpose, and hope. That is the future we all seek, and we will fiercely defend for all Americans.
And he made the speech on the same day earlier that they announced that they're going to ship 200,000, anywhere from 250,000 El Salvadorians back to their homeland. They came here in 2001 after a series of earthquakes where about 1,000 people died. We took them in, and now we're giving them 18 months to get out, September 2019. And to me, that seems heartless because a lot of them now, they've been here for 17 years. They have children who are American citizens. Some of them have mortgages. A lot of them have jobs. And I just don't think, and then there's another argument too, that it's not safe enough for them to go back yet because there's still a lot of gangs, a lot of homicides, drug wars going on. And I just, he's doing this also with the Haitians and with South Sudanese, just kicking them out. And I just, America is a melting pot made of people. And I think if they are here and they are contributing to society, if they are own property, that they should be allowed to stay here. And if they have kids here, because we don't want to separate families. At least I don't want to live in that America where grandma and grandpa or mom and dad are ripped out while the kids and the grandkids are still here. Is that, 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636, type in DA, then a quick comment.
So, boy, there's a lot there. How extended should the extended family be? By the way, I don't think they're talking about breaking up families in the case of people who were granted temporary refugee status based on exigent circumstances. But you're saying, so how would this work, do you think? If we say we're going to grant you temporary status in the U.S. because we are a compassionate nation, and your country has suffered some natural disaster or something like that, but then as long as you're here, you might as well stay. Do we still have the rule of law? Is that the spirit of the law? That if we bring you here and everybody understands it's temporary because of a natural disaster, that at some point you're going to return home. What's wrong with that?
Because a lot of the people that are here have children that are now American citizens because they were born here. 17 years they've been here. That's a lifetime. I mean, you own a home. Some of them own businesses.
I'm sorry. So were they forced to be here?
No. I know it was temporary, but
I just
think
it was
that if they've contributed to society and they have kids that are here and grandchildren, they should be permitted to stay.
Well, it's temporary, and it was also their choice to stay. They weren't forced to be here. Number one. Number two, that opens the door. Well, here's what will actually happen, which is always what happens when people make policy rooted totally in sentimentality. You do that, and you know what's actually going to happen? People are going to say, fine, we'll end the temporary status program for refugees seeking relief from a natural disaster. We won't take in El Salvadorians. We won't take in Haitians. We won't take in people from other countries who have experienced a horrific event in their home country. You know why? Because here's what we're going to have. We're going to have people, politicians, rewrite the laws ex post facto and say, you can just stay because now you're here. Maybe you'll vote for me. Then easy. Then then no one comes. This is what you do, this kind of pick and choose immigration policy, rather than setting transparent, law that people know, that is knowable, so you have the rule of law. It's understandable. Everybody knows what the deal is, and everybody abides their side of the deal, and that those laws are consistent with our values as a nation of being a welcoming nation to people seeking a better life for themselves and their families. I don't understand what is not compassionate about that. When you eliminate the rule of law, what you're actually doing is the opposite of what you say you're doing. You're not being compassionate. You're being heartless, because you're going to destroy opportunities for other people through the abrogation of the law. We're just going to make it up willy-nilly based on what I feel like today. That is not the way a free society can be governed.
We need to have a set policy in place. Bush is the one who allowed in 2001 these 200,000 El Salvadorians to come to this country, but we've been dragging it's 17 years now. And it's too long now, I think, to tell them you got to pack it up, you got to sell your house, you got to sell your car, forget that college education you're working on, and go back to El Salvador.
Well, first of all,
and same with Haitians.
First of all, that's not true. First of all, that's not. Don't we have student visas?
Yeah, if they want to apply, that's fine. But I don't like the fact that families are going to be torn apart. I don't like the fact. I mean, President Trump, of all people, I was just in Palm Beach, Florida. Every single maid and cleaning crew member is Haitian. And he's going to send back 60,000 Haitians. Who are going to fill those jobs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
That's heartless, too. I mean, that was only 7 years ago as opposed to 17. But 17 years, can you imagine? Like, now you got to go home?
Okay.
They give you 18 months to come up with a plan. Maybe they can, maybe an American.
What's your vision for vision for immigration? Everybody,
I don't know.
Everybody who comes here, no matter how they come here, can stay as long as they want, and any period, full stop.
No, I feel strongly about dreamers who were brought here by their parents unbeknownst to them.
These aren't dreamers.
No, they're not. That's
why
I'm saying we have to set up a policy if it is going to be temporary. 17 years is not temporary.
Well, but that's a failure of the federal government. But it was also those individuals' choices to stay.
Well, yeah, a lot of them didn't want to go back because it's still someone yesterday.
Because Daniel Ortega.
Stable.
Oh well, no, Daniel Ortega is Nicaragua.
No, but Nicaragua is part of this too. Just it's Haiti, Nicaragua, El Salvador.
Right, but they knew it was temporary at the outset, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But nobody kicked him out for 17 years, so you kind of start feeling a little comfortable maybe after a few years. And that's our government's fault. I mean, that's
the basis of policy is people feel is the comfort level people feel when the federal government fails to abide its responsibilities. That's how we make public policy. Greg on the Northwest side.
Yeah, good morning. It really bothers me, Amy, when you talk about this stuff and, nobody ever can go home because you feel for them. And you say you don't want to live in a country that does this. Well, you know what? Pick up the two sweet Hispanics and go move to Sweden, where the majority of the people moving in are all Muslims. This never ends. We got to be nice to these people. They're contributing to society, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? The overwhelming majority of these folks from whatever country, we end up putting more money into them and their families than they provide to us. These people aren't PhDs in particle physics that are coming here.
We don't know that for sure. You don't know that. And I don't know that. There's 200,000.
Thanks for the...
You just said, 30 seconds ago, a minute ago, that everybody they're all Jamaicans doing the maid work. That's what you said, not me.
Haitians.
Thanks for the call. Right, so...
It doesn't matter. Once again, whether it's Haitians, whether it's Salvadorans, whether it's people from this country or that country, it's all, woe is these poor people. We need to do whatever we can. Well, if that's the case, then we need to let about 2.3 billion people into this country tomorrow because they're being shafted by the countries that they live in.
Yeah, that's right, Greg. Thanks for the call. That last part is particularly right. I mean, if you want to just kind of lead with your heart and not engage your head, then we're about 2 to 3 billion people short of how many people would prefer to be in this country, or we should rescue from their home countries and bring here. So make that work. It's just not that complicated. The other thing too is there's a little bit of the compassion thing is a little tiresome for me because it presumes the other side is not compassionate. It presumes the other side of the argument doesn't care about their fellow man, and nothing could be further from the truth, at least in my case. One of the things that we're a bit presumptuous about is taking talent away from other countries. You don't think that some of these countries that are have been decimated by natural disasters, by decades of political corruption, tyranny, you don't think they could use their best and brightest to stay there and help make their country a better place to live? You don't think that they have fealty and strong connection to their homeland? They do. And, a lot of good intentions lead us to the path, lead us, to the road to hell, as Samuel Johnson said. And we should be a little bit more humble about what's going on in other countries that we don't quite understand, and we just virtue signal by, forever providing free stuff and essentially scaling the welfare state in this country internationally. You think people want to be dependent? I don't. So why would we encourage dependency globally any more than we should encourage it domestically with our welfare state? It's a little bit more complicated than everybody's good intentions and feeling good about themselves. How about thinking about doing good for others? Dan in Park Ridge.
Yeah, before we cave on this issue, because we will at some point, why don't we find out how many are on the public dole? And if they're not on the public dole, okay, they should be put in first in line when we cave. And then the second thing is, if they have ever taken it, then they can pay it back if they want to get in line.
Like James J. Braddock and Cinderella Man. That's right. Thanks for the call, Dan. I agree. As I said, way to expedite people coming to this country, sign away welfare state benefits. They're not constitutional. Marty in Naperville.
Hey, good show, guys. You got a year and a half. Can't they document themselves and then stay? I mean, you've been here, Jamie, you said they've been here 17 years. Yep. They've been here 17 years. Then they know they're not going back. They got homes, so they got mortgages. You got to get a hold of these people. Have them fill out the proper paperwork so they're, what do you want to call it, documented, and they can stay. Why is this all on the government to do this?
Well, thanks.
When are these people going to take the responsibility themselves?
Thanks for the call, Mary. I'm not so sure they're limited because of their status as temporary refugees. That doesn't allow them to jump the line to, it could get permanent status, much less apply for citizenship.
I like your idea, waiving welfare benefits if you want to come to this country, and the idea, too, that if you're on the welfare program, you're from El Salvador, you've been here since 2001, they can go home. But the people that own businesses, are paying mortgages, have their kids in college, have kids that are American citizens and now grandkids, it just, I'm a bleeding heart Republican. It makes me sick to think that they'd be torn away from their family.
Art in the car.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I work with a guy who didn't know English. He came over here. He learned English where he came from. I won't mention what country or whatever. But he had a plan, and his plan was within the first 5 years, he got his American citizenship. He passed the test. Now he lives here, pays his taxes, and he's one of the most ticked off people about letting these people come in. It's just laziness. Our government lets these people come over here, and we keep patting them on the back and on the shoulders. He came here with nothing, with a suitcase, and now he works, but he's trying to start up his own business. And I think our government is the most to blame with this, because we coddle these people, tell them, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And then they know they're not supposed to be here for, that amount of time or whatever. And then they get upset when they tell them, okay, your time's up, you got to go. They had 17 years to get a citizenship. Why didn't they do something?
We addressed that. Thanks for the call, Art. George and Monique, since you had a bad connection the other day.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Amy. Amy, what nationalities don't have to abide by the 65-mile-an-hour speed limit on the highway? That's just, educational.
Swedes. Swedes don't. Thanks, George.
Thanks. It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Email and the internet have done some wonderful things for business owners. There's more information at your fingertips, making decision-making a lot easier. The downside for some is the lost advice and interaction of working side by side with someone who can help. If you're looking for a business accountant that provides one-on-one service, call our newest business benefactor, James Cardelis of Archer Tax and Accounting. For example, at a recent visit to a small client, Archer Tax saved the family at least $60,000 through deferred capital gain taxes, probably forever. That does not happen with a monthly email of a data file. 2018 will be a crazy year for sole proprietors and small businesses with the new tax laws. If you want an idea of how your business will be affected and how to capitalize on the new rules, Archer Tax is offering a free consultation to discuss your needs one-on-one. Call 708-633-9854. Again, 708-633-9854, or visit archertax.biz today. The website again, archertax.biz.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
My name is David Hochberg, Vice President Lending at Pearl Mortgage. If you're purchasing a home, give me a call. A borrower called me after contacting the lender, who boasts about having the lowest rates and closing costs because he thought my competitors' closing costs were excessively high. I compared loan estimates and the interest rates were identical, but our definitions of low closing costs were a lot different. Fact is, my closing costs were over $1,000 less than the lender claiming to have the lowest closing costs. When purchasing a home, you can either work with the lender, who talks and talks and talks and talks about low closing costs, or you can work with me, a lender who actually has low closing costs. Then think of all the things you could do with an extra $1,000 when we originate your loan, like pay for the movers, buy a new computer, new TV, maybe new carpet for your new house. I've helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but I can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage License T 4358 and MLS 19186.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
We are so thrilled with this product. He was literally getting up, laying on the couch, and falling asleep. He's so alert. It's amazing, totally amazing. This is a great product. His sodium levels have been low for, I would say, maybe close to 20 years. He's normal now, and this is the first time, and I can't even thank you enough.
The last thing I want to do is stop taking this. I definitely have lots more energy.
Have the confidence that you're giving your body what it needs. Call now to receive 35% off your first Balance of Nature order. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Mike Gallagher wants to bring you a different kind of show.
There are plenty of hosts. There are plenty of writers. There are plenty of pundits. There are plenty of congressmen. There are plenty of people who criticize Donald Trump every minute of every hour of every day, and I don't do that on this show. I want you to come here and have a different experience.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
North Korea wants peace? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what's coming out of the first face-to-face discussions between the Koreas in 2 years, putting out a joint statement wanting to ease tensions, hold military talks, and promote reconciliation and unity. Also coming out of this, North Korea will participate in the Olympics next month in South Korea.
On its surface, at least, Washington has given its blessings to these talks, but the fear does remain that these talks could blunt broader efforts to curtail the nuclear and missile programs of North Korea, that they might even drive a wedge between the United States and ally South Korea. Now, South Korea says no.
Fox's Greg Palcott in South Korea. They're thrilled in Tuscaloosa. Alabama fans celebrating another college football national championship, beating Georgia on a touchdown in overtime, 26-23.
This was a great win for our players, and I've never been happier in my life. Never.
Coach Nick Saban on ESPN. He's won 5 titles at Alabama the past 9 years. President Trump was at the game, standing on the field during the national anthem. In a few hours, immigration reform back on the president's agenda. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, President Trump will meet with lawmakers from both parties as they work to find a fix for DACA, the program protecting some children brought here illegally from deportation. White House Budget Director Mick Mulvaney says the president wants border money as part of any deal on DACA.
There's about $18 billion to fix
finish the southern border security.
Democrats don't want a border wall, and some want a Dreamers Act passed separately. Meanwhile, Congress is facing another government funding deadline next week. Senate GOP leaders signaling there could be another short-term fix. Dave.
Rachel, we've been told to update our computers and phones to fix security threats, flaws, and chips inside the devices that could let hackers get in. But today, Microsoft suspended patching computers with chips made by AMD because it was freezing some machines. Fox News. Fair and balanced.
In Chicago, we have 27 degrees, cloudy skies, and we are hearing that there are problems with heavy, dense, and freezing fog in northwest Indiana. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Here are the stories we're following on WIND Chicago. An investigation is underway following the death of a 2-year-old boy over the past weekend in Country Club Hills. Authorities say Nazir Carter died Sunday. They were called, as police say they were, to the 4400 block of Gatling Boulevard to investigate, and now DCFS is looking into the possibility of neglect. No one hurt following a massive fire at a mattress factory on Chicago's south side. The blaze broke out last night near 41st and Emerald. Chicago police are investigating after a man was shot and killed during an attempted robbery on the west side. Authorities say the attempted robber approached another man near Thomas and Pine and pulled a gun. The other man pulled out his own weapon and shot the attempted robber, and the shooting victim died later at a nearby hospital. 2 Chicago police officers are among 4 hurt following a crash on the south side. Authorities were chasing a robbery suspect when their vehicles collided near Marshfield and Marquette. So far this year, the number of homicides in the city of Chicago slightly down with last year as compared to last year, after 4 were killed and 15 wounded over the holiday weekend. Chicago sports, Bears tab Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy is their new head coach. Rockets over the Bulls, 116-107. Alabama topped Georgia in the college football playoff national title game. The news, a service of Accountemps, payroll, bookkeeping, month end. Are you feeling short-staffed? Accountemps can provide accounting and finance pros on a temporary or project basis when you need them to help with increased workload. Call them today or visit Accountemps.com. Accountemps is a Robert Half company. 8:04 time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network, a service of Turnkey.pro, here's Roger Stern.
From the Fox Business Network, French authorities have begun a criminal investigation into Apple over consumer claims that the company is deliberately shortening the lifespan of iPhones. Bloomberg reports that prosecutors in Paris are confirming the investigation. It comes just weeks after Apple apologized to consumers for software changes that deliberately slow down older iPhones to prevent unexpected shutdowns. Well, Intel stepping in to advance the technology for self-driving cars. The company saying its Mobileye technology will be used by 2 million vehicles to create special roadmaps that can be used by autonomous vehicles. BMW, Volkswagen, and Nissan are involved in the project. Well, as more of us shop online and expect quick deliveries, that's creating a shortage of air cargo space. Dow Jones quotes one shipping executive as saying, "You're literally pleading and begging to get on airplanes." According to one industry estimate, global air freight climbed 9% year over year in November. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Roger Stern.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
The brand new year is the perfect time to add the resolution of getting a FOID card, purchasing your first firearm, or adding to your firearm collection. That's because Schrank Smoke & Gun is offering you 2 boxes of 9mm ammo for only $5 $2.60 each with the purchase of any new 9mm firearm. And if you're not sure what to buy, Schrank's expert staff can help. Schrank's has the largest selection of new, used, and consignment firearms in Lake County and gunsmithing, too. You'll avoid Cook County firearm and ammo tax with just a short drive north. And cigar lovers stock up with a great selection from Schrank's humidors. Visit SmokeTheletterNgun.org or call 847-662-4034. For January only, receive 9mm ammo for $5.60 with any new 9mm firearm purchase. Schrank Smoke and Gun in Waukegan, your family-owned gun store since 1964. SmokeTheletterN.gun.org.
Get up and go. It's Apple Vacation's great winter event. Non-stop fun, adventure, sun-soaked beaches. Escape to your favorite tropical destination. It's all available now. Save hundreds. But hurry, the best hotels and prices won't last. 4 nights in Punta Cana at Memories Splash Punta Cana start from only $849. Or make it 4 nights of unlimited luxury in Riviera Maya at Breathless Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa, starting from just $849. Both escapes include round-trip nonstop air, resort transfers, all meals, drinks, and taxes. Call Carry Travel Express at 847-639-3300 or visit carrytravelexpress.com to book your trip today. Prices per person based on double occupancy for select exclusive vacation flights from O'Hare to Punta Cana on Frontier Airlines starting January 30th or to Cancun on Frontier Airlines starting February 11th and include taxes and fees including September 11th security fee. Some flights are operated by other airlines. Baggage charges apply. See applevacations.com. Prices subject to availability and change. Restrictions apply.
8:08 and a check of the morning roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Kennedy inbound delays start at Central. An hour and 2 minutes is the drive time. O'Hare to downtown. 48 minutes from Montrose. 34 in the Express. Up on 35 to the airport. 8 and 22 minutes Lake Hook Junction. Up on 27. The Eisenhower. An hour and 10 minutes. 390 to downtown. 50 minutes from Manheim outbound. It's an hour and 9 minutes. 390. Crash at Manheim in the left lane. Stevenson, an hour and 2 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Up on 38 minutes. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Delays on the Tri-State are southbound 21 to the Lake Forest Oasis. And from the Adams Tollway to Lawrence after a crash. Northbound 95th to 47th. And from the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence. Reagan Tollway heavy 25 to Yackley. Veterans Memorial. Out to the Reagan Tollway and Army Trail to 290. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte. AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Areas of fog and freezing fog for the morning. Intervals of clouds and sun throughout the day. Today with a high 37. For tonight, mainly cloudy, spotty drizzle late at night, and areas of fog developing after midnight, low 33. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
27 at O'Hare. Next news at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
They got the beat, the campus beat, the campus beat. Yeah, the campus beat.
Really pitchy.
Justin, Jane Weedland.
We got the beat. We got the beat. That's what it's supposed to sound like.
Okay. Now, Justin and Amy, Jane Weedland called, and she said, you both better lawyer up.
The campus. Justin, you and I can work on this after the show.
Yeah, please. We need a glee club in this office here. All right. Let's start at Cal State Northridge.
Well, looky what we have here.
Cal State Northridge, the
Knights?
Matadors.
Oh.
The Matadors.
Is that a Division II?
Division I.
Really?
Yeah, at least in basketball. Professor of African Studies.
Oh, no.
Karen Stanford. Karen Stanford. Where have I heard that name before? Karen Stanford. Karen Stanford.
Wait,
Karen
K-A-R-I-N, that Karen
Stanford?
Stanford?
Yeah, K-A-R-I-N, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know, but you can tell us.
No.
Oh, no.
What?
Karen Stanford.
Rings a bell?
had a relationship with one Reverend Jesse Jackson, and they had a baby together. They had a little baby.
And then Jesse Sr. bought her D.L. Hughley's house to live in out there in the West Coast.
Yes, he did. $1 million home. For her and the
Karen
baby.
Stanford, Jesse Jackson Sr.'s mistress, a professor of African Studies at Cal State Northridge. Isn't that nice? She's made Campus Reform's news site because of a recent test that she administered in her class.
Can we go over the choices?
American Political Institutions, A Black Perspective is the class. And it asked students about both 2016 presidential nominees in formatted questions.
And one question says, Donald Trump frequently made statements of an blank nature throughout this presidential campaign. A, anti-Mexican. B, anti-Muslim. C, anti-woman. Or D, all of the above.
Yeah.
That's not bias. Answer was D, all of the above.
Oh, sure. Thank you. A question about Hillary, Amy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
In her 2016 concession speech, what groups did Hillary Clinton address in terms of breaking down barriers and bringing people together? A, races. B, religions. C, genders and sexualities. Or D, all of the above.
That's I'm stumped. What's the answer?
D, all of the above.
Are you reading from the teacher's key, or do you actually know the answer to these questions?
It's kind of like my street cred's coming through.
Yeah. Boy, this is intellectually rigorous, this course.
And you thought University of Iowa was bad.
Were there any questions about Jesse Jackson Sr. on this
In what
exam?
year did Reverend Jackson father a child out of wedlock? A, 1998. B, 1996. C, we're not really sure. Or D, he's fathered many out of wedlock.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Karen Stanford. Okay, go ahead and cross Cal State Northridge off the list for the kiddies. There you go.
Wow.
Nice to catch up with Karen Stanford, though.
Well, kids in the class, somebody was a little snitch and took the pictures of the questionnaire because it's ridiculous and it's such biased behavior.
Nice to have somebody behind enemy lines there. Let's get on to, just sticking with this theme before we get on to the Catholic schools that hate Catholicism. Meet the anti-Jaime Escalante. Math education professor at Brooklyn College, Lori Rubel, says that meritocracy and colorblindness as ideological concepts are tools of whiteness. Tools of whiteness. Colorblindness, teachers who claim colorblindness, according to Professor Rubel, are in effect refusing to acknowledge the impact of enduring racial stratification on students and their families. By claiming not to notice, the teacher is saying that she is dismissing one of the most salient features of a child's identity and that she does not account for it in her curricular planning and instruction. So achievement based on the merits is a tool of whiteness, and colorblindness, which I believe Dr. Martin Luther King spoke about at some length and some import in terms of his dream, those are tools of whiteness. So don't listen to Dr. Martin Luther King because Brooklyn College math professor Lori Rubel says you're feeding into the white patriarchy, don't you know? The anti-Jaime Escalante there at Brooklyn College. Okay, all right. All right.
Hooters?
Hooters? Yeah. All right.
Hooters. Okay, so a brand new Hooters restaurant's going to open in Abilene, Texas. And people that attend Abilene Christian University, the president there is discouraging students from working there. They say...
Even the guys?
Even the guys. There's job openings including kitchen staff, general managers, and Hooter girls. But they want to remind students about the handbook, and the university advocates for students to make decisions that ultimately glorify God both on and off campus.
You tell me those wings at Hooters don't glorify God.
They want the students to consider what Hooters represents and whether that is something they really want to support in terms of both their faith and the value this business places on women.
Would you
because they don't like them to be sexually objectified.
I can piece it together.
You got Bam. You grew up in Wheaton.
I think
I know where
Abilene Christian is coming from. Would you let Peyton and Eli work at Hooters?
Oh yeah. Well, not as Hooters girls.
Well,
but if they want to be bus boys or heck yeah, any interaction with people is good, especially these when they're glued to their devices.
Just get them out of the home.
Well, I want them to work.
Yeah,
I honestly think that next year, Peyton could get a work permit and start working, or at least do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I employ kids on my street all the time. You want to shovel, and I know I could shovel, but I want to keep them busy, give them a sense of self-importance and what it means to make money. I'll pay them to shovel the front and the back.
You know what that sounds like to me?
What does that sound like?
Tool of whiteness. Bob in Waukegan, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, I think that there should be a test for everyone everywhere, and that is do unto others as you would have done unto you.
Where have I heard that before?
In thought, word, and deed. That way, when people are calling other people bigots, when they don't even know the definition of the word, or Angliophobes, that's hating us old white guys, or any other slur or racism, they are truly the racist and the bigots. And it's nice to point it out to them that if they are accusing white people of doing something continually over the span of the group, which is never true. The majority of us old white guys have been paying our bills and doing what's right for 60 years. So just turn it around on them and say, hey, would you like to be, I won't pick blacks, let's pick Hispanics. As you as Hispanics, would you like to be called out on this issue? And they would say no. Well, then don't call me out on it, because when you call me out, you are the racist and the bigot.
All right, thanks for the call, Bob. It's a sort of a nice segue. There was an Antifa protest in Palm Beach recently. This is at the Turning Point USA conference. They were outside protesting with their Nazi signs and so forth. Antifa or Antifa.
Keith Ellison there.
Good question.
The
I don't know.
Congressman from Minnesota.
Yeah, DNC
tweeted out
deputy.
A picture with him in the book.
Yeah, DNC
Antifa
deputy.
handbook.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't see him, but it doesn't mean he wasn't there. But one enterprising reporter went out to ask the Antifa, potato, protesters, about fascism. Like, what is it?
How would you define what fascism is? I don't know.
Okay.
How would you define fascism?
It's not an easy thing to define.
How would you define fascism?
I don't really want to get into all of that history and
Does
stuff.
that mean you can't define it, though?
Sure.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
They're hiding from him.
Excuse me.
Fascist ideas.
And how would you define fascism? How would you define what fascism is? All right. I see the word Nazi punks, F off, but fascism? What is fascism?
I don't want to commit to any sort of definition.
Sure.
It's a serious thing, though, to call someone a Nazi and a fascist, but you have to know what it is, though, if you're going to call them that.
And I think that guy's a Nazi.
Tell me what a Nazi and a fascist is, though.
Yeah, I don't want to answer any more questions. Thanks.
It's a serious term to level.
People that are here to celebrate fascism and white supremacy.
And how would you define fascism?
Fascism is an increasingly upward hierarchical model that puts white people and European people at the top.
Yeah, boy. Wow. Let me introduce you to some fascist regimes throughout human history in South America and Africa. But nevertheless, you get the quality of the intellect that we're dealing with here with these protesters and the seriousness of these interests. I know they're snot-nosed kids. I know they're, heads full of mush and so forth. But But it is nice to kind of expose what you suspect to be true. Ringing true, not enough. Let them speak their own truth, such as it is. And, boy, is that who you want to align yourself with? What you were hearing there is the base of the Democrat Party. Mike in Park Ridge, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. You may recall that I've been on your show in the past, and I'm a white guy that's married to a black woman.
Okay.
And I have a little bit of experience, and I think that we're in an era that's different than Dr. Martin Luther King's a vision of colorblindness. I think that the advice that I give is you should be color aware, not necessarily referencing color when you speak to people of color, but you need to be aware of their perspective when you're speaking to someone of color. That's my recommendation.
Okay, I appreciate that, Mike. Thanks for the call. Let me, just because you brought this up, I mentioned, we played a clip yesterday of Clarence Thomas's interview over the weekend. This is an interview conducted by his wife, who does interviews for dailycaller.com. Clarence Thomas, asked by his wife, Ginny, they're an interracial marriage as well. His wife is white. Asked about interracial marriage. How's Clarence Thomas, what's his perspective on the topic?
What do you tell people about interracial marriage? It's not something that either of us looked for when we started, but what do you say?
I just don't think of it. The only time it ever came up really was really during the confirmation stuff when we were being attacked. And I was, if I were more progressive or liberal, it would be considered progressive to be in an interracial marriage. But if you are not, then you are selling out. So I mean, it's just one more way to attack or to criticize for some people. But, I don't really get caught up in a lot of that. I don't think of it as some statement. You're my wife. That's it.
I like Clarence Thomas's perspective.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Earnings vary based on your effort. Message and data rates may apply. Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and this week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, text HOME to 82,000. Seating is extremely limited. Text HOME to 82,000 right now because this free ticket offer expires this Friday. Text HOME to 82,000. That's HOME to 82,000. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
We love the product. I think we've been on it for, 12 years now, or pretty close, and we believe in it, and we're going to continue taking it.
I have a $1,200 knee brace because I have bone on bone in my left knee, and I have a torn cartilage in my right knee. And since I've been taking Balance of Nature, I don't wear my brace, and I can walk without pain. It's I have these copper things I used to put on my knees. I don't use those either. I don't use anything. I think it's just wonderful.
Have the confidence that you're giving your body what it needs. Call now to receive 35% off your first Balance of Nature order. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
No more excuses, gentlemen. It's a new year. It's time to do the things you've been putting off, especially when it comes to taking care of your health. I personally recommend visiting my friends at Low T Center. That's where I got my levels tested. They make it quick and easy. You walk in, take a simple blood test, and with the convenience of their on-site lab, you'll know your results in about 20 minutes. At Low T Center, their physicians exclusively diagnose and treat men with low T. If you do have low T, it can make you feel tired and grumpy, can raise your cholesterol levels, cause weight gain, and cause you to lose muscle mass. If this is something you've been experiencing, you should go get your testosterone levels checked. Guys, take the first step this new year. Contact my friends at Low T Center, now with a location in downtown Chicago on the Mag Mile at 625 North Michigan Ave. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Prof sent you. That's me. The number again, 312-239-3427. Call 312-239-3427 now or visit them online at lowtcenter.com.
Famous conservative quotes presented by Automated Systems.
Our second president and true patriot, John Adams, said, "They define a republic to be a government of laws and not of men." How true, especially in today's political climate.
I know you support companies that share your conservative values. For FDA-regulated staffing needs, Automated Systems provides top talent, from experienced quality control and quality assurance engineers to top validation and compliance experts. Depend on Automated Systems. Hiring the best is critical to success. ASI Resources are all degreed professionals with decades of experience in manufacturing, automation, and FDA compliance. That's why ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life science companies to successful startups. For a staffing evaluation, call Laz at Automated Systems, toll-free 844-HIRE-ASI, or visit automatedsys.com.
Relying on checking your credit to help protect you from identity theft? You're kind of walking through life with blinders on. Parking meter. That came out of nowhere. Because there are many kinds of identity theft you can still get blindsided by. Look out! Bike messenger. Didn't see him coming. Like someone getting an online payday loan in your name or selling your personal information on the dark web. What? Open manhole. That snuck up on me. LifeLock sees more. We use proprietary technology to detect a range of identity threats. And if you have a problem, a U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can spot threats you might not see coming. Horse-drawn carriage. Sheesh. Memberships start at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. Now get 10% off. Go to LifeLock.com and enter promo code NEWS. That's promo code NEWS. LifeLock. More detection, more protection.
At last, the new year is here. What do you see ahead? Happy days and carefree nights?
Credit card bills?
Right, credit card bills.
Looking at months of high-interest credit card bills from all that generous holiday gift-giving? Time to go to Lightstream and get a low-interest rate credit card consolidation loan. Act now to get an even lower rate with our special radio listener discount. Go to lightstream.com/news to get rates as low as 5.39% APR with autopay. And with average interest rates on credit cards at 17% APR, Lightstream could save you thousands of dollars in interest. Makes the new year a whole lot brighter, doesn't it? The application takes minutes online. There are no fees, and you can have funds as soon as today. So if you have good to excellent credit, apply today and get a special interest rate discount at lightstream.com/news. That's lightstream.com/news. lightstream.com/news.
Subject to credit approval. Rate includes a 0.5% autopay discount available only when you select autopay prior to loan funding. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for important information about limits on Lightstream loans and same-day funding.
AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
It's the cuffing season. Yes, you heard that right. The cuffing season at 8:38.
And Oprah in the Oval Office. Gail, her BFF, just made a statement. But first, let's go to the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
27 degrees, cloudy skies. North and South Korea moments ago agreeing to hold military talks to ease tensions between the two nations. The two countries meeting face-to-face today for the first time in over 2 years. Countries have also agreed to allow the North to send a high-level delegation to the upcoming Winter Olympics in the South. President Trump making moves aimed at expanding broadband access in rural communities.
I will sign 2 presidential orders to provide broader and faster and better Internet coverage.
The president signing the order at an American Farm Bureau convention in Nashville. Special counsel Robert Mueller's investigative team may eventually ask to meet with President Donald Trump as part of the probe into potential coordination between Russia and the Trump campaign. An Iranian reformist lawmaker says it was about 3,700 people who were arrested in the days of protest and unrest that roiled Iran. The annual Consumer Electronics Show is getting underway today in Las Vegas. This year's CES promising the latest developments in smart home technology and electric cars. An investigation is underway following the death of a 2-month-old boy over the weekend in Country Club Hills. Nazir Carter, according to police, died Sunday. DCFS is looking into the possibility of neglect. Police are trying to determine the identity of a body found in a pool in Waukegan. Authorities say the remains were discovered early yesterday in a backyard pool in a home in the 1300 block of North Jackson. Family members believe the body could be that of 18-year-old Lucio Cambray. Chicago sports, Bears tab offensive coordinator Matt Nagy of the Chiefs says their new head coach will be introduced officially at 1 this afternoon. Rockets over the Bulls at the UC, 116-107. Blackhawks hit the road tonight. They'll take on the Ottawa Senators. The news service of Match.com. Dating can be fun, but when you're ready for a real relationship, you're ready for Match. Go to Match.com/love for 7 days free. It's a free offer only at Match.com/love. Match.com/love. 8:32. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher wants to bring you a different kind of show.
There are plenty of hosts. There are plenty of writers. There are plenty of pundits. There are plenty of congressmen. There are plenty of people who criticize Donald Trump every minute of every hour of every day, and I don't do that on this show. I want you to come here and have a different experience.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. In 2018, the GOP's continued standing as the majority party will turn on the participation of culturally anxious voters, the people who appreciate the distinctions between liberty and libertinism, the people who understand the implications of erasing the lines between decency and indecency, the people who are respectful of the time, money, and lives of others, the people who recognize identity politics for the cultural poison that it is, the people who still talk of men and women without the cisgender modifier, the people whose lives are defined by the love of family and friends, not the popularity of a hashtag campaign. The people who will listen to rather than shout down an opposing viewpoint. The people who see things for what they are rather than redefine them through a distorted political lens. The people who believe in being their brother's keeper but don't believe they should be forced to be a sugar daddy. It won't be a single issue. It's not going to be a question of one accomplishment or one failure. It'll turn on whether or not Republicans let cultural Marxists run roughshod over people in their offices, their churches, and their kids' schools. The GOP's majority status will turn on its ability to serve as political Xanax to the culturally anxious.
Pursue your passion with a degree from Aurora University Online. Choose fully online programs in business, computer science, and more. To learn more, visit online.aurora.edu. Email and the internet have done some wonderful things for business owners. There's more information at your fingertips, making decision-making a lot easier. The downside for some is the lost advice and interaction of working side by side with someone who can help. If you're looking for a business accountant that provides one-on-one service, call our newest business benefactor, James Cardelis of Archer Tax and Accounting. For example, at a recent visit to a small client, Archer Tax saved the family at least $60,000 through deferred capital gain taxes, probably forever. That does not happen with a monthly email of a data file. 2018 will be a crazy year for sole proprietors and small businesses with the new tax laws. If you want an idea of how your business will be affected and how to capitalize on the new rules, Archer Tax is offering a free consultation to discuss your needs one-on-one. Call 708-633-9854. Again, 708-633-9854, or visit archertax.biz today. The website again, archertax.biz.
8:35 and a check of our roads this morning in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. On the Tri-State southbound, it's a bit heavy 21 to Eau Plaine and very heavy 2E to Lawrence after a crash. Northbound delays from 95th to 31st and from the Reagan Tollway to before Irving Park. The Adams Tollway is clear. Reagan Tollway tight from the Aurora Toll to Eola and 59 Mill. Veterans Memorial from the Boughton Toll to the Reagan Tollway and from the Army Trail Toll to 290. Eden's inbound 22 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose outbound 27. Kennedy, an hour. O'Hare to downtown, 45 minutes from Montrose, 32 in the Express, outbound 30 to the airport. The Ike, an hour and 9 minutes from 390 to the Circle, 51 minutes from Manheim, outbound an hour to 390 after a crash at Manheim. The left lane, Stevenson, 58 minutes, 3:55 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 38. Ryan is 35 minutes, 95th to downtown. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, still Lawrence to North Avenue, northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Freezing and heavy dense fog this morning with a blend of sun and clouds and a high of 38. Cloudy, spotty drizzle late in the overnight, low 33, and a breezy and damp day tomorrow, but a high of 44. Currently 27. Next news at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by In the Know with Wealth Management Group, hosted by Craig Bolanos. Heard Sunday mornings at 10.
Coming up next, it's me, Mike Gallagher, right after Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, and we were just talking about, in our Campus Beat segment, about a lot of these the race identity politics you get in the classroom on college campuses these days. Mike from Park Ridge, who's in an interracial marriage, called and suggested that we're not living in the Martin Luther King Jr. era anymore, and that it's not about defining somebody by their race, but it's about considering their perspective. Well, sure, I consider everybody's perspective. That's fine, and obviously people's heritage have something to do with their perspective. I understand that. My issue, and I think Clarence Thomas's point, we played the clip from Clarence Thomas's interview by his wife, Jeannie, talking about their interracial marriage and Thomas's essential close. You're my wife, and that's all I care about. I don't think about it. But obviously you recognize it. The only point is that one's race, not a qualifier for anything, not a disqualifier for anything. Not a qualifier, not a disqualifier. I recognize people who are black or Latino or, a different gender, females. Yeah, I get it. I see. So it's not about blindness in terms of willful blindness. It's about the idea that these non-behavioral characteristics should qualify you for anything or disqualify you for anything. That's the simple point. We got the board full of Elmwood Park.
Yeah, which one, Neil or Sean?
It's about time Sean take a back seat to somebody else from Elmwood Park.
Sticking
Neil.
it to the white man in Elmwood Park.
Scram, Sean. Scram.
All right, hey Neil.
No, well, you beat me to the punch because I did want to comment about Mike because I employ people. I don't care who they are. I just care about how honest they are, how hard they work, can they get the job done, how do they treat other people. And why do and look, Mike has a different perspective, but why do I have to be aware? Why can't I be aware of how they treat me? Why can't I be aware of how cute she is? Why can't I be aware of what her teeth look like? Why can't I just be aware of who she is or who he is instead of be aware of the color? I think this, this getting away from this or this talk about this merit-based stuff, wouldn't that piss you off if somebody in representing you tells you to get away from the merit-based stuff because for what? Because we don't think that you can handle the merit? You know, it just, I don't understand Mike's point.
Well, thanks for the call, Neil. I think he's just talking about, his wife, based on her experience, has a different perspective on some race issues than he has. I get it. I get it too. Not everybody's going to agree with me. I'm just giving you my perspective. And so let's hash it out based on the, dare I say, merits of the argument. I mean, this is Eli Steele's film. Our friend Eli Steele, son of Shelby Steele, how Jack became black. Eli Steele's multiracial, right? And now you can do the
I can do the
sequel.
same thing.
You can do the
Right.
sequel, how
Because
Eli
I
and
found
Peyton
out-
became black.
Yeah, I found out that Eli and Peyton are predominantly African, and then they're Swedish, and then they're Native American Indian. So we're working on opening a casino on our A-frame
Oh, that's
in
so,
Lakeview.
that's so racist.
That's not racist. We can get subsidies from the government.
Yeah,
We
okay.
just have to come up with a tribe name.
By the way, I should say-
312-642-5600. What should our tribe name
Oh,
be?
my goodness.
What?
Oh, now you've opened the door. I should say, Peyton and Eli, how Peyton and Eli became African, because it doesn't necessarily mean you're black. Obviously, they're white Africans, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, their dad they're African via Puerto Rico. See what I'm saying?
Not really. Okay. So, but Eli Steele multiracial, and
Right.
his point is identity politics. And I'm not saying that was from Mike. That's what Mike from Park Ridge was saying, because I don't think that's what he was saying. I appreciate what he said. But identity politics is the new Jim Crow. It's just a way to categorize and marginalize people based on race. Well, how is that advancing the flag in any positive direction? Bruce, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Martin Luther King said that we don't judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll always live in the era of Martin Luther King because of that statement. And people that think that the truth depends on your perspective are wrong. Truth is truth. It's like gold. It exists in the universe like diamonds. It doesn't depend on a perspective. Everyone has a different perspective. And people can have different opinions about their perspective, but truth is truth. It doesn't depend on which way you're looking at it. You know, somebody looking at the train from 2 miles away sees a tiny train. Somebody on the platform sees a big train. Somebody inside the train sees seats. So, you know, but the train is the train. The train doesn't care where you're looking at it, from what perspective. So Martin Luther King will live forever, and the idiot that said that we're not living in his era is wrong. That's all I have to say.
Thanks for the call, Bruce. Well, I think I don't think we're living in Martin Luther King's era. We should be, perhaps, but I think he's describing the reality on the ground as per how pervasive identity politics is. All right, Sean from Elmwood Park.
All right, so first off, apparently Neil has a crush on his employee. She's cute with nice teeth.
No,
we get it.
And her tuchus is something
a little bit,
spectacular.
Neil. As for you, Amy, your tribe is the 3 M's. Moody, menopausal moms. I like it. That's what we're going to go with.
That is wrong. I'm not the Native American. My kids are. Okay?
All right. Well, you asked for a name. I gave you a name. It's a good name. Everyone knows what we mean. Listen.
I think 3M is going to sue you for copyright infringement, but okay.
The Antifa is classic, and I'm going to tell you why, Prof. And you played it at the end. You didn't. It's hard to ask an authoritarian what fascism is, because the entire platform of the Democrat Party is fascism. Obamacare is the prime example of fascism. But more than Obamacare, it's the social engineering that is fascistic. Our greatest fascistic president is Barack Hussein Obama, who wanted to use law not just as a weapon to penalize you, but as a straitjacket to control you. So tell these dirty scumbags on the campuses, they're the fascist, number one.
All right.
Number two, some 180-pound guy running around, some 6-foot skinny guy with a mask on his face. That's not violence. Come to the Elmhurst Cigar House. You want to practice violence. Get through me, then you can see how you could
There
do it.
we go. We couldn't end without a taunt for a fight. But, Sean, Amy has a question for you as well.
I want you to know. I want to know. If you heard that Herps died, Kit Kat. I had to put her down the other day.
Not only did he die, he died like William Wallace. I was listening yesterday. He's the only cat that fought the shot.
Yeah.
I love it. Go out with a bang or don't go out, baby.
Okay. Do you have any empathy or sympathy
Meowing
for me?
freedom.
That's it. I
He
would have
looked at
dropped
me
that
like
cat
he was
off
gonna
at a
kill me.
Korean restaurant last year.
Oh, thanks for the call, Sean. He was doing so well.
Marcus Brown said the same thing.
Why
don't you just why do people hate cats so much? I don't understand.
I'm trying to get to cuffing season to make some love connections, and now you've opened this floodgate of tribe name ideas for Amy's
homestead.
brood.
For the A-frame.
Tom and Barrington.
Good morning, Dan and Amy.
Good morning.
Amy, I've got a suggestion for you. If you would be so kind, bring back the name of the ancient nomadic tribe of the Fagarwis. After you walk around for a while, just yell out your tribe name.
Fagarwi?
Have a great
Do
day.
you get this? Is like Bart Simpson calling Mo Sislak. Thanks, Tom. Do you get it? Is there an Amanda Hug and Kiss in here? Amanda Hug and Kiss. I love Tom. Dave and Racine.
Greetings, Amy, your kid's tribe's name.
Yeah.
Channeling back to the classic television series F Troop, the Heckowies.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Boy, I didn't think we'd get an F Troop reference in today. Tony in Schaumburg.
Hey, Amy, you're going to find out that the whole DNA thing is going to become a sham, and your kids really aren't African. They're really Eskimos.
Yeah, like same thing's gonna happen to Pocahontas. Thanks for the call, Tony. Can I get to cuffing season here, please?
No, we should take a break. Then you go.
No,
what, cuffing? I thought you meant a
season,
new clothing line.
December 26th to February 14th, dating sites experienced a 42% increase in member registrations. This is when people are looking, to find that special someone that completes them. Romantic cuffing season, I guess it's referred to. I've never heard that before until I read this piece in the Wall Street Journal. It comes out of, I guess cuffing is like being in an exclusive relationship, wearing handcuffs. This article suggests it's black slang from New York area that hit big in 2013 when rapper Fabulous released the song Cuffin' Season. That's where it comes from. So that's a little bit of education on urban parlance for you there. Show how hip we are. So cuffing season.
Like hunting season, deer hunting season.
Yeah, but people are out there on dating sites trying to find someone to
cuff with.
Well, I was going to say share their life. I was going to say something very Hallmarkian, but
you going to vote for Oprah now? What's gotten into you?
Yeah. I'm a silly heart now after Oprah's prosaic speech at the Golden Globes. Clarence Thomas. Let's go back to Clarence Thomas. Yeah. Not just a Supreme Court justice, also a relationship expert. He was asked by his wife what marriage advice he gives to those who come to him seeking marriage advice. Listen to this.
If someone asks you for advice when they're getting married, what do you suggest?
Generically, I'd say you're marrying an adult. You're not raising somebody. That the person you married is an adult. And then I keep a sign on my desk. Don't make fun of your wife's choices. You were one of them.
Listen to him laugh.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
He cracks himself up. He kills himself, that Clarence Thomas. It's actually, this is again at the Daily Carl. I'll tweet it out, but it's a really fun, about 25-minute interview by Jeannie Thomas to her husband, Justice Clarence Thomas. And it's interesting, it's thoughtful, as Clarence Thomas is, but it's a lot of fun, too.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Rest in peace. Freezing fog.
Didn't go quietly, though.
No, he didn't. It was the worst. I mean, seriously. They say put him out of his misery. Now I'm miserable because I put her out of her misery. Areas of freezing fog this morning, especially in northwest Indiana. It is still low visibility out there, but later on we're going to have some sun, some clouds, a high of 38 degrees. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. I'm sure you've never had to put an animal down, or maybe you have. Here's Jim Telemonte with the answer.
Have not, thankfully. Amy, good morning. Good morning, Dan. In northwest Indiana, the major roads look good. In terms of 80-94, the toll road and I-65, there is an issue on Calumet Avenue in Munster, right at the Little Calumet River. There's a water main break, so it's down to one lane each direction. Eden's 22 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 27. Kennedy, an hour of O'Hare to downtown, much quicker in the express, outbound 30 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower, an hour 14, 390 to downtown, 55 minutes from Mannheim, outbound 52 to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 7 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 35 minutes, 95 to downtown. Tri-State southbound, slow 21 to Eau Plaine and 2 to Lawrence. Northbound 95th to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to before Irving Park. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Hey, I have a great idea for the new year. If you haven't bought your MyPillow yet, the buy one, get one free offer has been extended through January 31st. Remember, this deal is only available online using the promo code Amy. It's not available in stores, and I urge you to go online or call now and take advantage. by using the promo code Amy. You will get the absolute best deal available. MyPillow absolutely is the thing I look forward to every night. I can move around the patented fill to give me the support I need regardless of sleep position. It's made in America. It has a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. I absolutely love it. You can throw it in the washer and dryer when it gets dirty, when your cat relieves himself on it. So right now, go to MyPillow.com. Type Amy in the promo code, 2 MyPillows for the price of one, or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth. Who would win a 3-mile bicycle race, an 11-year-old girl or last year's winner of the Tour de France? It all depends on the bicycle. It depends on their vehicle. Both on a 10-speed and the pro racer is going to win every time. But put the racer on a tricycle and the 11-year-old wins every time. You see, it's not the driver, it's the vehicle. When it comes to generating revenue, it's exactly the same. If you have a job or a small business, you are riding a tricycle. You can only go so fast. If you need to make up lost ground, it's not going to happen on a tricycle. No matter how fast you pedal, it's simply not going to win the race. Why do many people with no schooling and no advanced degree often become very wealthy? Simple. They choose to only ride 10 speeds. When it comes to helping people create their next revenue model, both Forbes and Inc. recommend Income Store as a can't miss when it comes to putting people on a 10-speed. Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that doesn't solely depend on you? If so, you need to check out IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
We love the product. I think we've been on it for, 12 years now, or pretty close, and we believe in it, and we're going to continue taking it.
I have a $1,200 knee brace because I have bone on bone in my left knee, and I have a torn cartilage in my right knee. And since I've been taking Balance of Nature, I don't wear my brace, and I can walk without pain. It's I had these copper things I used to put on my knees. I don't use those either. I don't use anything. I think it's just wonderful.
Have the confidence that you're giving your body what it needs. Call now to receive 35% off your first Balance of Nature order. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Amanda Zanger, owner of Black Industrial and Safety Supply in Hammond, Indiana, and a business customer of Signature Bank. Prior to owning my own business, I worked for a major financial institution. So when it came time to finance the acquisition of Black, I approached a big bank, only to receive a solid no. That's when Signature Bank stepped in. With Signature Bank, the process was different. Signature provided creative financing options that enabled me to purchase Black and continue to grow the business. Thanks to Signature Bank, Black Industrial is able to continue serving Fortune 500 industry fabricators and contractors with tools and safety supplies as we have since 1893.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Earnings vary based on your effort.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses right here in Chicago? If so, we have an amazing opportunity for you. We're looking for a small group of motivated individuals to join our real estate investing team. You'll learn our simple 3-step system for flipping homes right here in the local area. This is Than Merrill, star of A&E's hit TV show Flip This House. My team and I are looking for a handful of people in the Chicago area who want to learn how to make money flipping houses in your spare time using other people's money. Chicago is a perfect market for my system, and this week I'm holding a free 2-hour educational workshop where you will learn how to make money flipping homes and how to build long-term wealth with income properties.
To get 2 free tickets to Than's workshop, call 1-800-500-4402. Seating is extremely limited. Call right now because this free ticket offer expires this Friday. That's 1-800-500-4402. That's 1-800-500-4402.
Hi, Amy Jacobson here, and I'm excited to tell our listeners that own or manage companies about a company you likely haven't heard of. I know that sounds strange, but with over 30 years in business, they've never had to advertise. They're that good. Anion Blinds is a local company that shares our values and have been selling and installing blinds, rolling shades, shutters, and motorized window treatments to area businesses for over 3 decades. And every review is positive. You'll be amazed how cost-effective it is working with experts who can recommend the right products, install them, and guarantee all their work. From property managers and Fortune 500 companies in need of replacement window treatments to startups in the decoration phase, Anion Blinds does everything right. Call competitively priced Anion Blinds today for your window treatment consultation at 630-662-1621 or visit AnionBlinds.com. That's ANION Blinds.com.
Are you behind in your mortgage, facing foreclosure, being given the runaround on a loan modification application by some bank or servicer? Well, you're not alone, but I may be able to help you. My name is Lou Bridges. I'm with the law firm of Lou Bridges & Associates. We've put together a team to help distressed homeowners like you. Give us a call. We give everyone who's eligible a free consultation. I guarantee you it will not be a sales pitch. We will give you our honest analysis, counsel, recommendations, and advice regarding your options.
We are experts in doing loan modifications successfully. We know the regs. We understand the process. Most importantly, we don't take no for an answer. We fight. We are prepared, and we win. We save houses. We make houses affordable. So if you want to keep your house affordable, contact us.
Go to bridgeslaw.net or call 224-513-1231. That's 224-513-1231.
Remember, people, never give up the land. Fight for truth and justice. You do that, and I guarantee you'll never be alone.
AM 560. The Answer.
Cherokee people.
Yeah. Your war
Cherokee
cry.
pride. Yeah. We can't do it. What name are we going to call my clan? I mean, my group. Sorry. What are we going to call it? What's our tribal name, Dan?
So we're still spitballing
Well, you just
it.
got tired.
Yeah,
Somebody
spitballing
needs you to stoic the baby. Somebody sweeping. Wake up,
I'm
baby.
thinking about Riviera Maya.
Oh, yes. Cue the music. Oh, yeah. It's that time of year
Shouldn't we
again.
have, that sounds like Jamaican. Shouldn't we have like
Maybe like
we should
circus
have
music?
or
Circus
like
music.
like theme music from Cocktail.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we're going to be staying at the Riviera Maya Secrets Resort and Spa on Maroma Beach in Riviera Maya, Cancun area. Riviera Maya is kind of like a suburb of Cancun. It's about a half hour south of the
Thanks, show
airport.
off.
Well, it's close by. It has 9 gourmet
Resort
restaurants.
snob.
I am. I did a site location inspection, and this is a beautiful place. Adults only, great food, right on the beach. There's volleyball. There's a lot of water sports activity. Just go to 560theanswer.com/passport. We are leaving in April 21st through the 28th, and the price is amazing and exclusive to us, but these prices will run out if you don't act soon. Go to 560theanswer.com/passport. Anything to say, Dan?
Hola!
Thank you. Thanks so much to Justin Kosick, our technical director, Quinn McCarthy, our associate producer, and Keith Conrad, our executive producer who loves coming to work every day. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Now, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Police trying to ID a body found in a Waukegan pool. CTU claims a plan to close schools violates a labor pact. Flu peaking early in the state of Illinois. Some health officials are weighing in. And the Rockets light up the Bulls with 23s for a win. WIND Chicago News Time is 9 o'clock.